cells arranged in a CTB honeycomb structure. It outputs at both 120 and 240 volts to support 99% of household applications. A single unit outputs 7,400 watts, so even your big, power-hungry appliances keep going and going. Not to mention full support for EV charging hubs. Connect up to 10 extra battery packs for a whopping 60 kilowatt hours of storage and a 14,000 watt output. Everything's made possible by the smart transfer switch, where you effortlessly connect Jackery 5000 Plus to your home's electrical system. This gives you intelligent control over power from the grid. Recharge the batteries with most third-party photovoltaic systems or Jackery Solar Saga 500X portable solar panels. So, if there's a blackout, your entire home automatically reverts to battery power with no need for a noisy, smelly backup generator. With Jackery 5000 Plus, life goes on uninterrupted, unbound.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Jackery Show. Now, guys, it is definitely Sunday morning. I am feeling it. I am definitely moving just a little bit slow today. With that, hey, we're going to have a good show. We're going to have some fun. You guys notice I'm back in my Jackery t-shirt. Might have got one washed up for the show, so I want to welcome everybody in here. Hopefully you guys are getting some good deals with all of these Black Friday sales. Now with that, we do have Lois with us in chat, so if you guys need to ask questions, she is definitely around. I'm pretty sure she's probably as worn out as I am, but we're going to get through this together and we're going to have some fun. Now I do know Justin is around at some place or some position, and he'll be popping in, I'm sure, as well. Now, I want to welcome everybody here. We are starting like 30 minutes early, which is totally fine, but we're going to have a nice long show, just like normal. We're going to be doing a bunch of cool different stuff and a bunch of different variations. Now, normally I start the show off with a smaller station. Normally I start off with some cabling. Normally I start off with some blabbering. You know what I'm talking about. Today, I'm going to start this off with wishing my wife a happy anniversary. And thank you for letting me do these shows on our anniversary, because I know what this day means. But, hey, with that, we're going to have some fun now. Now that I got that out of the way, we're going to move over. We're actually going to start off with the 5000 Plus system. I really want to talk about this system and get it out of the way, because it is such a really, really amazing system that I think a lot of you may not realize how much it can truly do for you. Now, I'm attempting to find it in my carousel to mark the 5000 system, but we're going to talk about it. We're going to move over here, and we're going to talk about this system, because even I learned a few things last night about this system that I didn't previously know. First and foremost, it can actually be connected up to your house as a permanent fixture, but with it being connected up to your house, you can actually disconnect it and take it on the go. What that means is you guys can have this connected up through the smart transfer switch in your electrical panel on your home to take over during blackouts and brownouts or power outages. But if you want to go and travel with your RV or motorhome, you guys can take that with you. That's a cool idea in all of it itself. Like, you know, a lot of these systems, yeah, you guys can take them pretty much anywhere, but this one will allow you to also connect it up to your house. Yeah, the Jackery shirt's back. The Jackery shirt's back. I actually need to get a few more of these. I feel that, you know, the 2 shirts that I have is not enough with the amount of shows we do. Just going to be honest. But it's a really cool little product. I mean, 132-pound package, let's be honest. The 5000 weighs 132 pounds. Now, you would think that's like unmovable or just an issue to deal with. But Jackery did a lot of scientific testing and a lot of math into this to make it very easy to be movable. And that's where I really like about it, because a lot of these systems, Yeah, you can carry them around with the handle. They do have wheels. But for a system this large, most people don't have a movable system this large. Jackery did it, and they did it well. And I'm going to show you guys something. I'm going to literally take one finger, and I'm going to grab the handle with one finger. Look how it tips, and look how I can move it just that easy. So they did really well with designing the way it's actually movable with this. And I mean, it has a fixed handle that can move up and down and be put away for you. But to be able to leverage it and to tip it and then all of a sudden start wheeling it with that much ease is amazing in itself to get that type of leverage. And I'm going to move that piece over a little bit. Now, if you guys get this 5,000 plus today, there are still free samples of the protective bag. So if you purchase it, you guys can still get a protective bag for free when you purchase the 5,000. And that's actually really cool. Now, it is limited to 50 pieces, so I do know that they will end at some point. Somebody will probably purchase the last one. But guys, make sure you are one of those ones that gets it. Now, like I was talking about, the 5,000 plus, we'll probably show it a couple times throughout the show because it is such an amazing system. Now, it is, of course, up in the upper tier of the price points that some people may not want to spend. But I'm going to tell you guys, the amount of usabilities and situations you could use this in really warrant the price and spending it. I would technically, myself, would go out and spend the money on this. After playing with it, after seeing it in person, or after even watching it on a video, this thing is phenomenally well done. Here's where it gets really great. 5,040 watt hours of power in that device. Now, if we kind of bring it on in there, you guys can get a little bit more closer look at it. You're going to have two USB-C ports. Those are 100 watt capable ports. Those 100 watt capable ports could run the camera that I am actually viewing it from if I wanted to. It could run the lights that I am running. Now, you guys, while we're on the conversation of lights, I did have one of my Keystone lights go out this morning. It no longer is active. The remote finally quit completely, will not charge, so I cannot turn that light on. So now we are running off of my triangle panels, which isn't the best. Now, we can go back into the system, guys, right? So we got the 100 watt USB-C ports. We got the 18 watt USB-A ports right above, below it. Opposite side is, of course, the 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug. Now, the 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug is going to do a few things. First and foremost, some people may not use it. Totally fine. They added it just in case you're one of the ones that needs that. Now, the variety of items that could technically be plugged into that to use it. Your old school like dusters that you would vacuum your tent up with, or your couches, the smaller ones, that plugged in through a cigarette lighter. That could be used. The air mattresses that still plug in through a cigarette lighter plug could be used. Your air pumps that use those. Your jump starters, your car plug-ins. There's a wide variety that still use that plug, so they did add it. Now, you also have 4 AC outlets on the front panel. Those 4 AC outlets look a little blurry in the camera, and I'm not really sure why it looks so blurry today, but you have 4 of those AC outlets that are going to do 7,200 watts of pure sine wave power. Now, 7,200 watts is just a crazy amount of power that you may not even end up using unless you have it hooked up to your full house. If you're just using the random items and stuff, then yes, that power's there to back it up and you have it, but you may not use that all. And that's kind of cool. You guys could plug so much into this, it's crazy. Table saws, chop saws, Tigger MIG welders. You guys could plug in your kitchen stove. You guys could plug in your kitchen oven. You guys could plug in your fridges, your freezers. You could even plug in your massive gaming VR set. So let's say you guys got that virtual reality gaming setup that's like a sim racing setup, right? You could plug this into that and run it off of this. It has that option. Now, I've always been wanted a sim setup, but just don't have the space for it, which is actually really kind of cool. Now, the change of this, though, is this actually has some stuff that some of the other systems that you'll see on the table don't have. It's got two NEMA plugs. Now, you have a NEMA 14-30, which is a smaller NEMA plug. You also have a NEMA 14-50, which is the larger plug. Both of those plugs are going to do 120 volts or 240 volt connection. That means you guys can connect up. As you guys see, I still have a cough. That means you guys can connect up multiple pieces from your house dryer to other items. Bear with me one second, everybody. I tried to get rid of it this morning. It's still hanging on for dear life. Lozenges are helping though. Now, that means, like I said, you guys could plug in your house dryer off the NEMA plug and run that if your house dryer still uses that. Or you guys could use the NEMA 14-50 to plug in an EV car. And yes, you guys could definitely do that. This would allow for an EV car to be plugged in. Now, on the opposite side, you're going to have another couple connections. First and foremost, you're going to have what's called high pass voltage array connection. That's going to be for your high pass voltage solar arrays. What is a high pass voltage solar array? That's an array that allows 4,000 watts or higher to pass through or charges on. That's going to be like the people that have, they have that nice house, they have a house, they have the 12 different panels on the roof of their house. That's a large high power array. This can accept up to 4,000 watts of solar array charging through those plugs. If you are not using those plugs, you guys can put it in low power voltage setting. You'll most likely leave it in low power voltage setting for most of its life if you're using standard solar panels like the 500X or the 200s. That's where you'll be. That will connect up through a DC 8020 plug. There's actually two of those if you guys need to. There's splitters out there that allow for splitting into multiple solar panels. Through that connection, it allows up to 1,200 watts of charging power. That's still a lot of charging power. Now, at 1,200 watts, it's going to take approximately 5 hours to charge this device. That is actually not a long time for 5,040 watt hours of power. It will still be the same amount of power if you add a battery. And you can add batteries. Now, if you add multiple batteries, it will take longer, but if you add one battery, it's about the same. In 4,000 watt solar array charging, it will take less than an hour and 3/4. It's under 2 hours. That's a crazy fast charge rate. If you are wanting to do it in, of course, connected to the smart transfer switch, connected to your electric panel. When connected to that electric panel, it is going to allow you to actually run this device at that 4,000 watts of charge rate. Again, under 2 hours of charging. There is another way of charging this device, and that is through the standard 3-prong AC outlet. This cable will allow up to 1,800 watts of charge through as long as your circuit on your home allows that power. At that rate, it'll be about 3.25 to 3.5 hours to fully charge this device. That's unheard of with a power system like this. Now, this device is about $3,499 tonight, and if I can remember correctly, there's actually a $500 clippable coupon. That $500 clippable coupon will bring it down to $2,999. You then can use the 5% discount code banner that we have down there, the Black Friday Live 2024 code, and you get 5% off of that purchase as well on top of it. So the $2,999, then you'll get 5% off of that, and it drops down. Running devices will vary from piece to piece to piece. Let's say you want to run your house dryer. you'll probably get about 3 hours of runtime. That's a decent amount of runtime on a dryer off of the system by itself. Your 60-watt flat screen TV. Now, that's going to be like anywhere from a 32-inch to maybe a 65-inch. 2 days of runtime or so. That's a long runtime for your TV. Now, this does a couple other things, and we're going to back it off a little, kind of show you guys this again. That piece will actually do a couple other things. First and foremost, the 5000 plus system can be used as a UPS, uninterruptible power supply. Now, what I can tell you is even without the smart transfer switch, you're not really going to notice the switch over time. The 20 milliseconds is so quickly fast that it does not really recognize the switch. The only device that's connected to it that may notice that switch over is going to be like your laptop or PC. The slight drop of the power on any of those sometimes can be a little finicky. They designed this, though, to be worked with the smart transfer switch on your home to be used as a 0 milliseconds of switchover. With 0 seconds of switchover, you have no issues of data loss in your computers whatsoever. Now, we have the system alone, or we offer the system with the 500X solar panel. Now, the 500X solar panel is actually a really cool panel that's going to work out well for you. Let's grab this, kind of show you what it looks like. Now, this is what that panel will look like. It is 6 85-watt panels connected together. They are connected with, of course, Anderson clip cabling. Does not have to be connected this way, though. You can run them as a flat panel. I do recommend setting it up this way or having them angled because they are a bifacial panel. Bifacial means you guys get a charge rate from both sides of the panel. Now, with that, of course, like I said, this is going to come in, of course, the package deal with the 5000 plus for like $42.99. Now, I know at that price point there is a $600 clippable coupon on the webpage. You'll save $600 off of the top just by clicking that link or that coupon code on Amazon. You then again use that 5% code that we offer to get another 5% off of the top of that. And that's where it's kind of cool. Or you can do the whole kit. Now, the whole kit is going to come in around $5,999 originally. It's going to have a $1,000 clippable coupon. That coupon can be used and it'll drop it down to $4,999. And then again, you use that 5% off and you get another 5% off at the top of that. Now, the full kit is going to come with 2 of those solar panels, the station, and the smart transfer switch. Now, each of those panels are $1,000 if you buy them separately. The smart transfer switch by itself is $16.99. You add that station in and you guys can see where we're going with this. You're saving quite a bit by bundling the whole package together. Now, other items, like I said, you guys could run your wood shop with this if you wanted to, or your metal shop. It will supply the power to those devices to run them. Rather it be your scissor car lift that you may be working out in the yard, or your air compressor, or your table saws, they will all work. It has all of those options. Now, with it though, you guys have this really cool station that's going to do very, very well, but it has app control. So if you have the Jackery Explorer app, which you guys can get off of the Apple Store, or you guys can get it off the Google Play Store. The Jackery app is completely free and it's completely free and anybody can get it. Let's be honest. If you have a Google phone, or you have an Android phone, or you have a tablet, you can get it. If you have an Apple phone, an Apple tablet, or an Apple laptop, you guys can get it. It's not going to be unacceptable or unobtainable for you. When paired up, it will actually allow you to run said device by turning on the switches, turning off the switches, and reading the battery percentage and the charge rates that's coming in and out. Now, my voice is definitely almost done for. I apologize, everybody. It's actually my allergies are just so inflamed. So with that, guys, it is an amazing power station that's going to do phenomenally well for a lot of people that did not realize it. Now, like we were speaking, though, that 5000 system can be connected up to your house on your electric circuit board or your electric input panel. When it's connected to it, you guys can actually use it as a power supply to power the house if you want to. Now, this is where it's going to get kind of cool. Once you're done with that, maybe you're saying, oh, let's go on a family trip. Let's take the RV. Let's take the van or whatever. You want to take the power supply with you. Unconnect it from its own smart transfer switch. Roll it to the car, put it in the car, and take it with you. This is acceptable and can be done with this system. With that, though, I said you guys can connect up batteries. By itself, it's 5 kilowatts of power. Add 5 batteries, it's 30 kilowatts of hour power. At 30 kilowatts of hour power, you should be able to run the system or your house for at least 4 or so days. If you want to, though, you can parallel it with a second 5000 plus system. By connecting up another 5000 plus system with this in parallel on the smart transfer switch, or just connecting them together, you're going to get the accessibility of adding 10 total batteries. At that point, you have 60 kilowatts of hour power. When you have those connected up, you are now running 14,400 watts of pure sine wave power through a lot of those plugs. That is enough power to run pretty much any home that is in reasonable sizes. Now, I say that with reasonable size because there are some people with some very large homes. Those very large homes are going to take a very large solar array and solar banks. This will still run a lot of that, but you are limited to 12 circuits on the smart transfer switch. The smart transfer switch does have, of course, 12 circuit breaker slots to add 12 circuits. Those 12 circuits will allow you to run rooms separately or devices separately. Maybe it's a hot tub. Maybe it's a central AC. Maybe it's your kitchen appliances. It allows for you to do that. Now, for the smart transfer switch, you will have to have an electrician connected up. Now, you do want to make sure that it is an electrician that you trust and not your buddy that says he's an electrician, all right? I'm just saying. You want to make sure it's connected up properly is all I'm saying. But it's a really cool little piece. And, of course, you guys got 3 different options of buying it. There are batteries, so you guys can get batteries, so don't have to worry about that. So you have the option of that too. So that is, of course, the 5000 plus station. And a very, very amazing station that's going to do you guys very well at a great price point. Any questions about that 5000 plus system? And Phil, bring me lunch or something, buddy. Now, if you guys purchase any of those 5000 plus systems, you guys have you can be put into for the free protective bag. Up to it's like limited to 50 pieces of giveaway for that. So that's going to be your BOGO. We also have that 5% code, guys. That 5% code, because this solar station is over $1,500, you can use it on the system. Veretio, thank you. IHABGH, thank you for the follow. I see somebody was just typing with the keys. No, I'm just joking, guys. So any questions about the 5000 plus and what you guys can do with it, what you can't do with it? I think we went pretty well in depth with it for the last 25 minutes or so. My wife is running away. She's never coming back. So that's all. That's where I'm left. My wife just left me. What do I do? All right, let me grab another chunk of candy. It might be a little large. All right, with that, we're going to start off at the beginning of the carousel now because I really just wanted to go in depth with the 5,000. I really love that 5,000. It's become a real good staple over the last week. And this piece of candy definitely was a little too large. We're going to start this off with a small but mighty little power station, the 100 plus. Now, the 100 plus power station is a 99 watt hour power station, 31,000 milliamps. For that amount of power, you're getting it in a 2-pound package. Now, I know it looks really large in my hand. I just have really small hands. Just ignore that. All right, 99 watt hours power, 31,000 milliamps. This thing can run your phones, it can run your MacBooks, it can run whatever you want to plug into it through the 2 USB-C ports and the USB-A port. Both of those USB-C ports are 100 watt ports. They're acceptable to charge in and out. You also have the USB-A port that does 18 watts of charging capability. With this, you do have, of course, a nice little smart screen. That smart screen is going to show you guys the battery percentage and your voltage in and out off of said device. On the bottom, silicone pads, QR code. The QR code is going to be like for your warranty. 2.2 pounds. You guys can use it as a ball to toss around. No, don't do that. This is actually very light, very capable of being traveled with you pretty much anywhere you want to. It is TSA approved, so it can go through TSA checkpoints. Those TSA checkpoints is actually cool that it's going to allow you to get through with a battery of this size. Now, it is a LiFePO 4 cell, so a lithium chemical mix of a battery. That battery is going to allow you to charge an iPhone at least 6 times. You guys can run a Nintendo Switch for about 4.5 hours. You guys can run a Nintendo Switch and a portable monitor for a little over 3.5 hours. You guys can see where I'm going there. You guys could do at least 2.5 to 3 tablets charges. That means you're keeping your kids happy in the backseat of the car on a trip to grandma's house for Thanksgiving or Christmas. Yeah, that's actually kind of cool. Keep peace of mind, keep them quiet, don't have to worry about it. Sometimes when tablets die, this will fix that. The most you're going to have to do is actually fight over who gets to use it the most. Now, 2.2 pounds is actually light. The shell is made from fire retardant material. It's not fireproof, but fire retardant. So it is up to a certain point of temperature, then it may melt. With it, it is a shock-proof design. I actually had a little test of that, not trying to, but we dropped it approximately 8 feet off a shelf. My wife was nesting, rearranging the house. She dropped it. Not a scratch, not a ding anywhere on this piece of product. Silicone pads on the bottom are actually really cool. They're on most of these stations because they want to make sure that whatever you're setting them on is not going to get damaged. Whether it be the hood of your car, your glass coffee table, your end table, maybe grandma's countertops, or of course, maybe your wife's new car. With that being said, it's going to allow it to sit on there and not mar or damage the surface. So that's actually kind of cool. At $89, this thing packs quite a wallet. I've used it quite a lot. You're literally going to use a USB-C port plug to charge it. Whether it be the USB-C port from your solar panel or the USB-C port to go to, of course, your wall plug. Now that is going to be a USB-C to USB-C cable, which wasn't around here. I don't know where the cable went. Oh, I do. I found it. It's going to be this cable, and it does come with this cable, so you guys do get the USB-C to USB-C cable. This is a 100-watt pass-through cable. It does have the USB-C to DC adapter, just in case you guys need the solar panel adaptation. Comes completely in this actual device. To charge it, it will be approximately about 2 hours or less to fully charge it. Now that's actually good charge time. So you guys technically run it, charge it, use it, whatever you want. Remember, if you're using it while charging it, make sure that you have more voltage going in than you are taking out. Because if you're taking out more voltage, then of course you may not get the long runtime that you're expecting. This is a great portable little device that's going to do very well for a lot of people. If you want to, though, you guys can actually pair it up. Let's see if I can check the carousel. You guys can pair it up with the Mini 40 solar panel. Total package weight between the two items is approximately less than 5 pounds. At 5 pounds, this is actually really portable. It could be put in a backpack, taken on a hiking trip or a camping trip. The Mini 40 solar panel is, of course, a very beautiful solar panel. This solar panel is fully waterproof, water resistant for harsh and wet weather. It is literally a 1/2 inch thick. It is 12 inches tall by 10 inches wide. This is the size of a notebook or a 3-ring binder. That is actually really cool to know that it's very, very small. Yep. Oh, yeah. Sure can, Ryan. You can charge anything as long as you have the adapter to connect it to it. That has a USB-A port. It has, of course, 2 USB-C ports. You probably won't even need a dongle if you have the cabling. And I can kind of show you that. One second. So let's say you have iPhone XR like this one. Guys, it takes a lightning cable to USB-A. Literally USB-A port, plug it in, you're up, you're now charging. And that's all it's going to do. That's all it takes. So yeah, you can definitely do that with that. Now here's the cool part. The Mini 40 solar panel is, of course, fully waterproof, but it is actually a lot larger than you would think. Yeah, no problem, no problem. Now, this panel is actually larger than it looks. It's 4 panels in one. This is going to do 40 watts of charging for you guys. It's going to allow you to get that 100 plus power station charged in a few hours as well, approximately 3.5 to 4 hours or so. Now, fully waterproof with an IP68 rating means you guys can leave it outside in the rain. This thing will still work. Do not leave the power station in the rain, though. Now, with it, of course, it's made from monocrystalline solar cells. It's actually a 2.5 pound device. This device, of course, is fully foldable, can be put away, so you don't have to worry about it. A cool idea that I actually thought about and saw is like strapping this to your backpack with clips and allowing the 2 panels to be open and allowing it to charge at half of the 40 watts because you guys got less of the panel showing. But it's still getting a charge as you're hiking or camping, which is kind of cool. Now, there are eye ringlets or pressed rings over here. These are going to be good for tying it down or using yard stakes to stake it to the ground so it doesn't blow away in the wind. These are like kites when the wind hits if you have set in certain ways. It's going to fly away like a piece of cardboard, let's be honest. It's a big sail of a piece. So you guys have this piece by itself or with the Mini 40 for about $169. Sheila, welcome back. How are you doing? What's up, my friend? Well, anytime, Ryan. I'm glad I can actually answer that for you. Now, if I don't sneeze, we're going to try and get through this. We can talk about some other things. You pretty much anything that can be connected with a USB-A or USB-C device can connect through that little power station. If you have to use a dongle or a splitter, use a dongle or a splitter. It does not matter. You guys can do it. And it will work either way. So let's say, I think I have one sitting here. Let me see if I can find it. Let's say you got a USB-A to USB-C dongle like this. You guys can adapt it down and connect it up that way. Let's say you got a micro USB to lightning cable adapter. Adapt it down. I know I have another one sitting here. The most important adapter oh, there it is. So here it would be like the USB-A adapter to USB-C adapter. So you guys could use that adapter piece as well. So you can definitely adapt it down to whatever you need to actually run off of that. There's no problems with that because most of these systems have an intelligent battery management, and so does your devices that you're plugging in. It's only going to allow the wattage that those devices want to go through with that. B-Ball fan, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. So any other questions about the 100 plus power station? We are here to answer. With that, I'm going to grab the next one. AC, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Now, for those of you just popping in, I want to welcome you guys to the Jackery stream on the Dragon Blogger side and the Jackery side. Now, with that, you guys are going to see a banner over there. That banner is going to tell you guys best price guaranteed. That best price guaranteed is all the way till, like, if you purchase something from now till December 2nd, you're guaranteed for the best price till December 8th. You'll actually reach out to customer service and they'll refund you the difference or help you get the refund of the difference of that said droppage in price of that product. Probably not going to see that drop. Now with that, you also will see that 5% off banner. That 5% off banner down there is going to allow you to purchase anything over $1,500 with the 5% discount. Now that does exclude the 1000 V2 package and 1000 V2. It also excludes the 2000 V2 and 2000 V2 package with solar panel. Hey, I appreciate that. Really, really do. Thanks for following us. Thanks for hanging out. Now, with it, you'll also see the banner also rotating where it's showing you guys the prices of the 1000 V2s and the 2000 V2s. Those are going to be your bigger deals, like almost 50% off on one, 46% off of the other. And technically, I think one's like 53% off, which is like the 2000 V2. Now, we're going to talk about the 240 V2, and you're going to hear me talk about V2 a little bit throughout the day. V2 is what's considered version 2. Now, version 2 just means that there was an original version of said item that they updated, upgraded, and added some newer stuff to. So, like the 240 V2, there wasn't a very first edition that had a fixed handle. Now, this one has a handle that can be folded up, put away. Unlike the original version, this is actually a LiFePO 4-cell fixture or system or battery. 256 watt hours of power in this device. Now, with the 256 watt hours of power, it's going to be able to be fully charged in under 2 hours for you guys without a problem. Now, with it, you have one AC outlet. This is going to be your 3-prong American style plug. That's going to allow you to plug in your TVs, your MacBooks, or whatever you want through that 3-prong. It's going to do 300 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 600 if you need a little extra power to go. On the other side, you're going to be greeted with a 100 watt USB-C port. That 100 watt port is an in and out port. So let's kind of give you guys a look up close. That 100 watt port is an in and out port. You also have a USB-C 15 watt port and a USB-A 15 watt port. Above those ports, you have a 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug. Now, randomly, you guys will use certain things that will actually need that. On the opposite side, you have a flashlight. That flashlight does low light settings or SOS pattern. This device can and will be accessible to the app. So you guys can connect it up and run it off of the app. So if you guys need to, the app will pair up with this and you can run it without an issue. Now with it, 256 watt hours of power, less than 2 hours charge. What can I run it? What can I do? How do I do it? Well, that's actually quite simple. First, you plug in any device you want to connect up to it, whether it be your TV, your mini fridges, or of course your cameras or other pieces. The runtime will vary as well. You'll be able to do about 12 iPhone 14 charges. You'll be able to run a 10 watt Bluetooth speaker for over 16 hours. Your drone battery is about 4 to 5 times. Now, your house fan, you guys can definitely run a house fan off of this without a problem for about 4 hours. If you want to, 14 to 15 hours with a 15-watt Wi-Fi router, 20 hours with a 5-watt light bulb. Heated blanket, about 3 hours or so with the heated blanket. Gonna go there. It has a wide variety of usages with the light weight. This is less than 8 pounds. So you guys should be able to carry this. You guys, kids can carry this. Grandma probably should be able to still carry this. Now, I don't recommend you making grandma carry it because, well, let's be honest. She earned her rest. Don't make grandma carry stuff. You carry it for her. Unless she's really, really stubborn, then you just stay out of her way. Now, of course, with that, this is a cool piece. It's actually going to charge off an AC outlet, so you guys can do an AC outlet. If you guys want to use solar power to charge it, use the USB-C port adapter. Same with, of course, using just the plain USB-C to USB-C plug-in. You can do that from this. Now, this is where it's kind of cool. If you want to, you guys can put it in what's called super emergency charge mode. Now, that charge mode is what's called Charge Shield 2.0. With that mode, you have it fully charged in 1 hour time when emergencies arise. To have it fully charged that way in 1 hour time is actually really nicely well done. The dual PD 100 watt guys charging capabilities nicely as well with that 2 different devices at once. Can it charge your mobility scooter with this little one? I don't think so. I'm not really sure what your mobility scooter's wattage or draw is from the charge from this little device. So if your scooter takes over, let's say 256 watt hours of power to battery to charge it, and the charge draw is over 600 watts, then no, this device will not do that. If you're looking for something that should and could be able to do that, I'm going to probably say like the 1000s and above would work for you. Then again, I don't know how big of a battery your mobility scooter has. That's going to be your slight hiccup with. If your mobility scooter is running off a lithium cell battery setup, you're going to need a bigger system. So hopefully that kind of helped you, Raymond. Now, like I said, 10-year lifespan, 3,000 charge cycles at 100% battery capacity off of this device. After the 3,000 10-year lifespan or 3,000 charge cycles, it's still going to work, but it's going to be at a capacity of about 70 to 80% life charge. So the battery's only going to charge about 70 to 80% after that. Now, it has a UL 20743 certification of fire retardant shell and drop protection. Smart app. Very beautifully well done. This is actually kind of cool. Richard, thank you for the follow over there. I really appreciate that as well. Now, by itself, guys, it is $179, which is a great deal, but you guys could also get it with the Mini 40 solar panel at like $249. So this is going to be an 11-pound package. So at 11 pounds, you guys have a solar panel, and you guys have, of course, a power station that's going to work well. Now, just so you know, because we're actually throwing a Mini 40 solar panel in, does not mean you have to use the Mini 40 solar panel for this. You guys can use a 100-watt panel on this as well to charge it. With the 100-watt panel, you should be able to charge this a lot faster. You just have 2 variations of this package for you guys today, so we just wanted to show you guys 2 different variants. 240 V2 can be used for so much more than I'm even saying. You guys can use it to run your 60-inch flat screen TV for about 4 hours as well. You guys can do your pet heating pad, your fish tank oxygen pump. If you guys want to do like your mini fridges, your DSLR batteries. Let's say you guys want to run your desktop PC. Now, you're not going to get a long time with that, but you can do it. It's the lightweight capability and, of course, the portability of this one that makes it stand out. So 2 different variations, 2 different usages. Now, I believe we're going to be going to the 300 power station now. This is actually the original styling and original product. So this is still very, very, very beautifully well done. Now, if I know Jackery, they're probably going to come out with, of course, a new variant at some point. But hey, don't let that hold you back from getting this. This is 293 watt hours of power in a 7-pound package. It does have a fixed handle, does have their beautiful logo, and of course, charges very decently well. It will take about 3.5 hours to charge this on a wall plug, though. If you want to, though, you guys can use the dual USB or the dual AC outlets to do 300 watts of pure sine wave power. Can peak at 500 if you need. Beside that is 2 USB-A ports and a USB-C port. The USB-C port is an in and out port that does 60 watts of charging capability. That's a PD fast charging style port. You also have a DC plug. The DC plug is where you're going to plug in the solar panel, your car charger, or your wall charger to charge it. Cool part is 3.5 hours you're fully charged. You don't have to keep it plugged in. You can definitely use a mini fridge. You can do mini fridges with that small one. You guys can do mini fridges pretty much with most of these products. Determining on the amount of runtime that you need that mini fridge to run on, it will determine the actual system you may want to get. Like this will run a mini fridge as well. It's just the amount of time that it changes between the fridges and running time. Now back to what, like I was saying, USB-C port can be used and the DC plug together to have it fully charged in 2 hours. Now, this 293 watt hours of power should be able to run your Nintendo Switch for about 40 hours of runtime. So 40 hours on your kids playing video games keeps you out of your hair. You don't have to worry about it. Now, a mini cooler, like your ice chest, an actual mini cooler, will be able to run about 4.5 hours off this. Your mini fridge should be able to run longer. Now, your mini fridge works different than, of course, the ice box. So your fridges don't constantly run like a freezer. A freezer stays at a certain temperature and stays there. A fridge will work off a thermostat, which when it hits that temperature, kicks back on to cool everything back into, of course, cooling. You're going to get a different runtime with that. 5.5 to 6 drone batteries with this. 4.5 hours on the TV. About maybe 20 cell phone batteries or less with this. That's going to be like your iPhone 14s. 4 laptop charges. That's going to be like a 50 watt notebook. That's a smaller laptop. It's not going to be like your gaming laptops and stuff. Now, if you want to run a gaming laptop, you may get about 3 hours of gaming play off of this. About a 200 watt laptop, though. Now, your variants, though, because those laptops don't always take that charge and run at that full power range. That's just their max ranging. If you want to, though, the 300 actually comes in a kit. The kit is going to be the 300 and the 100 watt Solar Saga solar panel. That's going to be a $300 price tag for this and that panel. It's a 40% savings. That panel will allow you to have this fully charged in approximately 4 hours. Now, that is going to be a larger panel. That's going to be this bifacial 100 watt solar panel. This is their newer panel. This is what they're going to. Bifacial means you guys are going to get a charge at a better rate at an easier time with that. Now, bifacial means it's pulling in charge from both sides. Now, like I usually show you guys, we'll pop it open. We'll give you guys the greeting. Black side goes toward the sun. Blue side goes towards the ground. You guys angle it and you have it set up. Trying not to hit myself today. This is a really, really large panel. Now you guys can kind of see how big of a panel this really is. This is, of course, bifacial. It's going to do 100 watts of charge rate at 18 volts. Fully waterproof, water resistant for, of course, harsh and wet weather. Can be used out in the rain, can be left out in the rain for long periods of time, probably indefinitely if you wanted to. When hooked up, you're going to use a 9.5 foot cable or use an extender cable to give it an extra 20 feet with that connection. Now, with it, of course, like I said, it's less than 10 pounds. It's got some nice little snap clips. It's got, of course, eye ringlets to connect it down, and it's got these riveted on handles to allow you to carry it. It will come with, of course, the cable to plug it in to all of your devices, rather it be a DC plug like a 7909. an 8020 or a USB-C adapter. It has all of the connections. This panel alone is like $209 right now. So to get this and the 300 for $299, that's a 40% savings of a package deal. It's really like a no-brainer right there. I always go for the systems with the solar panels. That way I have a solar panel option. You don't have to if you don't need that solar panel, but if you've never tried a solar panel, they'll quite surprise you. It's actually kind of cool. So 300, beautiful little piece, beautiful little station. Going to do well for a lot of you. We're going to let you guys wait and talk. I'm going to grab a piece of candy again before my voice goes. All right, we're going to move over to the table. We're going to show you guys the 500. Now, the 500 is, of course, a little bit bigger of a station, but does do very, very well. Now, if you look at the table, we got the variants of the 2000 V2, the 1000 V2, the 500. You see the size difference going down. We're going to zoom in, we're going to move over, and we're going to talk about that station right there. This is 518 watt hours of power. Now, 518 watt hours of power should do very well for a lot of people that may not need the big stations. With it, it will take you approximately 5.5 hours on a wall plug to actually charge said device. Now, when fully charged, you guys have, of course, one AC outlet on the front that's going to do 500 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 1,000. That means technically you guys can plug in your double door refrigerator or your ovens onto this and run it off of that. Beside that AC outlet, you're going to see 3 USB-A ports. Those are 5 volt, 2.4 amps. That's a standard USB charge. Next that, you're going to see 3 DC plugs on the bottom. Those are your inputs, or outputs. That's like your cigarette lighter and, of course, your old school laptop adapter style plugs, right? Above that is your single DC input port. That's a 7909 adapter plug. The 7909, you do need to know what that plug is if you're plugging in solar panels or other pieces. Do not reverse the polarity or use the wrong plug inside these devices. The 500 actually has a flashlight on the side that if you guys hit it will come on and turn on, which is actually nice and bright. It's not overly bearing bright, but it will do well. Hold the button down and it will go into a SOS pattern, so if you guys need to trigger or tell anybody, it can actually do that. Has a 2-inch screen and every plug is individually switched or usable. If you don't want to use a wall plug to actually charge it, use, of course, a cigarette car lighter or a solar panel. Cigarette car lighter will be able to charge it at the same rate as a wall plug, 5.5 hours. The runtime, it's going to allow you to run other devices because the power did jump up on this one. Your mini cooler should be able to run for about 9 hours. Your flat screen TV, 7 to 9 hours. Your laptop, up to about 30 hours of runtime or at least 5 charges. Now, it does, of course, have that fire retardant shock-proof shell. It's going to also allow you to do, let's say, electric blanket for about 4.5 hours. Or, of course, your mini cooler, your air pumps, your blenders, your movie projectors, your air mattresses, your memory thought control, because I forgot everything I was about to say. Now, the variants of usage, this can actually have a mini 40 solar panel charge it. You guys could use the 100 watt solar panel to charge it. It accepts that amount of wattage, so you're actually good there. You don't have to worry about it. Now, connecting it up, you're going to be very, very well done. It only allows 100 watts max of the DC input port, though. So it's not going to allow you to do 200 watts of charging off of, let's say, like a 200 solar panel or the 500. I've actually used this to play my Xbox on. I've actually used it to do laptops, PCs, and other variants of devices. I even had my wife's kitchen blender, and I learned a lesson from the kitchen blender, I will be honest with you. If you have a KitchenAid kitchen blender It will not run off of this. Do not realize the power that those take. The same as your hair dryer cannot run off of this. Your hair dryer is 1600 watts minimum, most likely. At 1600 watts, it is over the 1000 max on this device, and it will trip the circuitry and it will stop you from using it. That's all it does. It doesn't hurt the device, it just trips it for it won't allow it. Now, multiple connections, multiple pieces. Megaland, thank you for the follow. Now, your working time is going to be let's see, here you go. So, I'm going to kind of show you guys actually how to do this. So, I'm going to try and share this for everybody. If you have a device that you're trying to attempt to figure out, this is kind of what you're going to do. Now, remember, if you're not buying the 500, you'll change out the 500 watt hours to whatever watt hour you're using to actually do that device math with. So that's what you guys are going to kind of do with the math over here. I will actually share it over here as well. So that's the math. Now, you guys can get the 500 with that 100 watt solar panel that we just showed you as well for like $479. If you want the station alone, it is of course an actual good price of $284. But at $479, you're getting the station and that 100 watt solar panel. That's a good product at a great price point. Run your house fan. Run, of course, your little mixers, like your little handheld mixers. Run your lamps. Run or charge your kids' toys. Maybe they have a really favorite little electric car that they want to run. You can charge it off this, no problem. So that's the variant of course, the 500 and the 500 with the 100 watt solar panel. About a 40% savings with the panel. And of course, another beautiful savings without the panel. That's up to you. You guys can make the decisions on your own. Now, we're going to move on to the deal of the day. And this is actually the best deal or two package of the day. This is the product right next to it. Now, we're actually going to zoom out. This is the 1000 V2. Now, that 1000 V2 actually has a product sitting above it. That is the 100 Plus. If you buy the 1000 V2 today, that 100 Plus is, of course, the free gift that comes with it. That free gift is limited to 50 pieces as well, and I don't know how many are left because this deal started yesterday. My recommend is there's probably maybe 10 to 15 or so left. Now, with that, of course, guys, you're going to have 1,070 watt hours of power in a 24-pound package. This 24-pound package is actually 50% off. It is a $399 price today, normally $800. 1,070 watt hours of power that does have Charge Shield 2.0 and it is a lithium LiFePO 4-cell mixture. Now, that Charge Shield 2.0 means you guys can have it fully charged in a 1-hour charge rate without an issue on hand. Now, I'm going to talk about it. We're going to go there, but I do need something, guys, to bear with me. The lights are actually messing with me today, so we're going to actually change it up a little. But 1,070 watt hours power charged in under an hour with, of course, Charge Shield 2.0 or an hour and a half with regular fast charging. That is activated inside the app. So if you guys want to do that, check it out and get the app. Now, you guys are noticing I'm actually going with glasses today because, well, the lights are affecting me because I'm running different lights today. So now you do have 3 AC outlets. That's going to do, of course, 1,500 watts of pure sine wave power. Can peak at 3,000 if you really truly need. The flashlight above it does dual modes and, of course, SOS pattern. The 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug is there for your convenience and your usage for certain items that need it. Below that is a USB-C 30-watt port. That 30-watt port is going to do very well for charging your standard iPhones or standard devices at a quick rate. Most iPhones don't even charge that fast. Below that is a 100-watt USB-C port. That 100-watt USB-C port is going to be for your more power-hungry devices like your MacBook Airs, your MacBook Pros, or, of course, your Chromebooks, tablets, or vice versa. And now below it, of course, is an 18-watt USB-A port for, of course, all your other needs and devices. When fully charged in that 1-hour charge rate, You guys can run window ACs. You guys can run, of course, space heaters. You can run a drone, projectors, Bluetooth speakers. It's going to vary. This device does allow for two 200-watt solar panels. When you have the two 200-watt solar panels, you guys can actually have it fully charged in 2.5 hours. You should be able to charge your iPhone 14 approximately 50 times with this, your laptop about 14 times. For those of you that live in your RV, motorhomes, or vice versa, you guys do the off-the-grid, like moving and living. Maybe you use a Starlink, like a standard Starlink, anywhere from 10 hours to 29 hours of runtime. For the mini fridge users, approximately 14 to 15 hours of runtime. For those of you that in the college that need to use the microwave, you got 47 minutes of runtime before you need to recharge this. Make sure that your burrito is not burnt, or your Hot Pockets, or of course your little toaster pizzas are cooked in under 47 minutes. The 15-watt Wi-Fi modem and router, that's going to be like your smaller Netgear routers that your cable company rents to you. About a week runtime with that. That's actually a nice long runtime that's going to do very nice with it. Coffee makers, electric blankets, heating grills. Guys, you have a variance of usage. Your electric blanket's going to be about 12 hours of runtime. Your coffee maker, about 94 minutes. Electric grill, about 50 to 55 minutes. Your 45-watt house fan, approximately 23 hours. Your 5-watt light bulb, you do the math. 5 watts at 1,070 watt-hours of power. You're going to be able to run that for a crazy amount of time without an issue. This thing has enough power. You can run circular saws, chainsaws, table grinders, palm sanders, electric drills, your tree trimmers. It can do it all. This is the perfect little piece at 24 pounds. It is only $399 today with that Black Friday deal special. You also have a chance to get that free 100 plus power station. Now we also have the 100 or the 1000 V2 in here, guys. The 1000 V2, we have it with the solar panel. Now this is going to be the larger solar panel. It's going to be the 200. I'm going to play a video for that. So let me grab that. Let me show you guys the solar panel. I'm going to allow this to actually play. I'll be right back, everybody. Media source was not playing. My bad. I do apologize. I thought that was playing. So this is the 200 watt panel that's going to come with the 1000 V2. Now that 200 watt panel is actually a really, really amazing panel that's going to do very, very well. The price point of this package is $699. Normally a $1,300 price package. Now, I can actually talk about that. The solar panel alone is almost a $700 solar panel. You also have the $800, $800 plus dollar station, so you're getting about a 46% savings today. Now, there is an optional 7% clippable coupon on the Amazon page, but you do need to check the terms and conditions of that deal for that. Now, with that being said, this panel is going to do well for that 1000 V2. I do apologize that for some reason I am talking over my own voice and not realizing it. I thought I turned my camera back on, but I turned the video source on. So that's a cool little kit. The 1000 V2 with solar panel, both very, very amazing options. Those are like your deals of the day or deals of the Black Friday deals that we're having. Those are going to be really high markdowns. Now, when I stepped aside, I was actually grabbing eyeglass cleaner because there was a big smudge on this glass that was driving me nuts. All right, up next, we're going to talk about the big brother. And the big brother is going to be the 2000 V2. Now, the 2000 V2 is a step up in power and, of course, a little bit of sizing. Now, that is, of course, the 2000 V2. Now, like all of these, you guys can run these with off in the app. Now, to run that, you'll have to actually have the station powered up. To power it up, you guys are literally just going to hit the power button until it turns green. Once it's green, you are now powered up, and then you're going to wait approximately 10 to 15 seconds for the Bluetooth to pair up. Now, you may not need to pair it up. You may need to actually connect it up if you don't have it paired. Now, the 2000 V2 is an actually really amazing little product that once you pair it up and connected, you guys can turn on the flashlight. Let's see, flashlight, there it is. We can go brighter if we want, or we can go into SOS pattern. All from the control of an app. That is also going to allow us to turn off of the screen or turn it back on. You guys can hit the DC plug to power up all your USB-C ports and, of course, the 12-volt 10-amp plug. Or if you guys want to, you guys can hit the opposite side, turn on the AC outlet. With this device, it has, of course, Charge Shield 2.0. Charge Shield 2.0 is going to give you that 1 hour charge rate in a very, very beautiful XS. If you don't use Charge Shield 2.0 in the app, guys, your standard charge rate is going to be a little over an hour and a half to 2 hours without an issue of charge rate, which is still very decently well done. It does weigh about 39.5 pounds. At 39.5 pounds, it's going to be, of course, carryable, but to some people, maybe not. With it, of course, you're going to get 3 AC outlets. The 3 AC outlets are going to do 2200 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 4400. That means you guys can run a 200 watt desktop PC for approximately 12 hours. You guys could also do, let's say, refrigerators, coffee makers, crock pots, and everything under the sun. Now, what else could you technically run off of this? A CPAP machine, 150 hours. Your 1150 watt window AC, approximately under 2 hours. Your 520 watt double refrigerator will be anywhere from 3 hours on up, depending on what you are and how you're using it. 1000 watt microwave, a little over an hour and a half with this. Hair dryer, unfortunately, your hair dryer is about 1600 watts. You're going to get about an hour and a half runtime. If your hair is not dry within the first 10 minutes, then you have some slight explaining to do, Lucy. 26 hours on your portable freezers, 14 to 15 hours on your mini fridges. Mini fridges are a little bit more powerful. The coolers, of course, are different. Movie projectors, air conditioners, table saws, and everything else can be ran. Now, this is a great little piece. You guys could do about 60 to 65 cell phone charges off of it. Now, to be able to run that much stuff off of a system of this size is phenomenally, beautifully done. You could also run like your electric drills, water pumps, air compressors, your shop vac for about 2.5 hours, your coffee maker about 2.25 hours, or your face or your tree trimmer. I almost said your face trimmer. Don't know where my mind is today. Now, why would you want to go with the 2000 V2 over a gas generator? Well, let's go here. Compact dimensions, better and quieter operations. You don't have to worry about the gases being polluting your home, and you can use it inside. So it is definitely safer for those of you that need it. Now, you can definitely do a lot more like this guy's laptop, 50 watt laptop, about 34 hours. Or your refrigerator, if it's a 100 watt refrigerator, 17 plus hours. Your 150 watt water pump, like your sump pumps, 11 hours of runtime. Your microwave, like I said, up to about an hour and a half. It's really going to range differently depending on the microwave you get. App is cool, but what's even better is the makeup and design of how they created this device compared to some of the others. They added new technology into this, which is called cell to body, or CTB. Cell to body, you know what? Let's kind of show you guys the product page of this, and you guys can kind of see the bottom part over here, I hope. If not, we can kind of zoom on in here. Let's zoom this in real quick. So this is your cell to body technology. It is a honeycomb design that's going to allow the lithium batteries to sit in that shell. What that does is give you a smaller body size while making it easier to build said item. When doing that means also shrinking down the body, which means you have a smaller positioning and also means it takes less time to build it. The original battery makeup took about 3 steps to 4 steps to build. This one's going to take 1.5 to 2 steps because it all goes into the body, which means the preformed metal is already in the body, which means when they drop the batteries in, it's already pre-connected. And then, of course, you put the top piece on and it connects up the rest of it. You're grounded, you're hot, you're up and running. Now, of course, you're going to flip it around, run parallel and everything with the batteries. LiFePo 4 cells going to give you probably 4,000 charge cycles at 100%. After that, 10 years or 4,000 charge cycles, 70 to 80%. That is, of course, nicely well done. This is actually about 34% lighter than some of the others in the same class. They are still using the other battery mixture, not a LiFePo 4 cell. They also don't have the cell-to-body technologies that this may have. 39.5 pounds is definitely a little bit heavier than most people want to carry, but can be carried. I do it most of the time to set these tables up or to move it back and forth. 2000 V2 by itself, $791 today, guys. That is a phenomenal price point for you. You do have to use the Black Friday code that we have, of course, as well. Now, what I'm going to do is, for those of you that don't know, when I'm going to grab this and we're going to do this, let's grab all this. For everybody on the Dragon Blogger side, you guys do not have the codes yet, so I'm going to bring them over to you. So there are the codes if you guys need those codes. Now you guys can also get the 2000 V2 and 200-watt solar panels for $14.99. Now that's going to be the same power station that does everything that we just talked about, but it's going to do it with, of course, 2 of the 200-watt solar panels, and that's going to come in at $1,500, guys. That's a 40% savings. Again, it is a 40% savings right there for you, which is amazingly well done. I cannot get the smudge off my glasses. That's going to drive me nuts, guys. You ever put a pair of glasses on and it has a smudge and it's like, wow. Oh, it's gone. I got it. Now bear with me though, because I'm going to drop down the brightness of this actual piece. It is super, super bright. Almost too bright that it's blinding me. Alright, that's a little better for me. Any questions about the 2000 V2, the 1000 V2, or any product that we have shown thus far, please definitely ask. Always unmute and follow. If you unmute, you guys can hear what we're talking about. You also hear, of course, about the discount codes and all of our future plans of newer streams and everything else with that. Now, for the rest of you guys, if you haven't given us a follow, you should probably do so. It costs you nothing to follow, but it also costs you nothing to hit the live notification button. Now, that live notification button will only tell you guys when we go live. And we go live, every few days around here. Right now, it's Black Friday, so we're doing it every day. Where's the rest of us? Where should the rest of us be? Lois is sleeping. No, Lois is awake. Why? What did I miss? I'm sleeping. I am tired. I will admit, I am actually very, very tired. That's because you're on the Dragon Blogger side. You're on the wrong side. You're watching from Dragon Blogger. Oh, Sheila. Yeah, you're watching on the Dragon Blogger side. Lois is over here on the Jackery side. I don't know what to say about that. I just don't know what to say about it. Good one, Sheila. Very, very good. I love how you can just come in and start saying something and be like, where's somebody shoot? We're multi-streaming this morning, Sheila. Justin said I didn't have to, but I connected it up. I figured why not? Why not get other people in here? We guys can get multiple chats going and stuff, so kind of cool. Now, you know what? I'm going to have Sheila share the Jackery link over in Dragon Blogger side. Sheila, can you post the link to the Jackery side as well in the Dragon Blogger side? For those of you watching on the Dragon Blogger side, come give Jackery a follow as well. You guys will probably see the codes drop more over there than you will on the Dragon Blogger side, let's be honest. Me running multiple shows at the same time, sometimes I forget to drop those links. Thank you. I appreciate that. Any questions, guys? Definitely ask. We're coming up almost on a 2-hour mark. I cannot believe we've been sitting here this long. Actually, we're coming up on the 1.5-hour mark. I lied. 1.5-hour mark. But I can't even do math this morning. Let's do it. We're going to talk about a bigger power station. We're going to go into the 3000 Pro. Now, the 3000 Pro is going to pack quite a punch. So much so that it is a 64-pound package. Now, you're going to get this and 2 of the 200-watt solar panels for $1,999. Now, no, that's not your final price because we want you to use that 5% discount code. I'm definitely a zombie. At this point, let's go into storytelling before we go on. So, if you guys have been following these channels, you guys know I've been doing the Jackery shows for quite a while. Now, for the last week, we've been doing multiple shows for multiple hours at a time because it's Black Friday rush, and we want to make sure you guys get those deals. I can tell you that I am actually now talking about Jackery in my sleep. Woke up last night, was told to quiet down because I told said wife to unplug the power station because we have to do a show. Oh, it was funny. I'm literally now thinking, talking, and speaking Jackery in my sleep. Yeah, do I sleep? Yeah, I sleep about 4 hours a night. I got 4 hours last night, buddy. 4 hours. You know what? I got 4 hours. Zombies. Zombies are good. I like zombies. Guys, these would be great in a zombie apocalypse. These power stations would give you power. You know, when the power grid fails because you can't get to the power stations because the zombies took over the power stations itself, the Jackery power station would keep you up and running. I like that. Yeah, I think I need more sleep. That's probably needed, but hey, whatever. All right, back to the 3000 Pro, guys. 3000 Pro is 3,024 watt-hours of power in a 64-pound package. Now, this 64-pound package does have, that's the wrong scene. That's the scene I want. It has 2 large 3-inch wheels. Those 3-inch wheels are actually very good to allow you to roll it across carpet, grass, concrete, dirt, Phil's car. Not Phil's car, let's be honest. The only downside to those 2 large 3-inch wheels is because it's a 64-pound package. At 64 pounds, if you're rolling across sand, it's going to sink a little bit. Now, it does have the aluminum telescopic handle that folds down into the back housing of the device for you guys, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, with 3,024 watt-hours of power, you guys can have this fully charged in 2.5 hours on a wall plug. If you have 6 of the 200-watt Solar Saga solar panels, it's going to take you approximately 3.5 hours to actually charge it. So an hour more than using the wall plug. That's actually a good charge rate. Now, with this, though, you guys can actually do a bunch of stuff. First and foremost, it has 5 AC outlets. 4 of those are your standard 3-prong AC outlets. That 5th one is going to be, of course, a NEMA-style plug. They're going to do 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 6,000. That means technically, if you wanted to, you guys can run a TIG or a MIG welder for a little over an hour off of this device. or your 1150 watt window AC for about 4.5 hours. That's a big AC. That is, of course, a very beautiful AC. Now, you have two USB-C ports at 100 watts max, two USB-A ports at 18 watts max, a 12 volt 10 amp DC plug that is hidden by a little cork panel. With this device, you can plug 6 solar panels in, up to the 200 watts, or at least one 500 watt. What that means is that if you guys want to, two 500 watt solar panels. That's a little less than 1200 watts of charge rate. I'm pretty sure I missed my math with that one. No, my math is right. That's 1,000 watts. Jeez, see, there's my mathing is not mathing correctly. Now, with the quick charging, you have a good powerhouse station that can be used in your RV, motorhome, toy haulers, or wherever you really want to. Does work with the app. Now, with this, we do actually have LED lights plugged into it. Now, those LED lights can actually be shut off at my will. If I want to shut them off, I just hit the switch, and they're off, of course, by the app control. Turn it back on, and the switch will come over and kick over in about approximately 20 milliseconds with that. Hello, James. Yeah. Welcome, Phil. Welcome back to this side as well. It's Sunday. Is it football day? I don't get to watch football today. I don't watch football, let's be honest. You guys can turn on the screen, off the screen. If you do not want the screen on, shut it off by the app access. Turn the switch back off. You guys can actually see the battery charge in here. You guys will see the temperature sensor. You'll see what the battery is running at. It's approximately 80 degrees right now in that battery. It's a little cooler than yesterday's show, but last night's show, it was actually even cooler than this. That's really beautifully well done because that means it's just super cold outside. It's only 33 degrees. Now, with this device, you guys can run a lot more. You guys can run your CPAP machine for approximately 220 hours without an issue. You guys can do a double-door refrigerator for over 5 hours, your flat-screen TV for 35 hours of runtime. You're going to have a nice mixture of runtime that's going to do well. Because it is over 3,000 watts of power, you actually unlock a 30% tax credit. Now, that disclaimer is Jackery does not promise that this product qualifies. You have to actually file for it through your federal tax program. Now, your federal tax program can be reached through, of course, the link, or you guys can do it, of course, at your utility company. Your utility company will ask for the Residential Clean Energy Program credit, and they'll have you fill out this form. If you want to, you guys can run your 800-watt stove for about 3 hours, your microwave for 2.25 hours. You guys could also do, of course, your coffee makers for 5 hours, your lights for 220 hours, or, of course, mini coolers for multiple hours as well. For those of you that want to do the football game out back, of course, connect up a movie projector and a portable projection screen. You guys got 21 hours of runtime and 100 watts of power on most of those devices, unless you're using like the Wii Max short throw movie projector. That takes a little bit more power. We'll send you the scores. I don't pay attention to football. That was all a joke, buddy. It was all a joke. With the 3000 Pro, guys, you can do about 101 cell phone charges if you need to, or 6 hours with that 350 watt space and heater. This thing can run a TIG or MIG welder if you really want to. A TIG or MIG welder should be able to do about an hour to an hour and 10 minutes or so of runtime. That's actually a good amount of time. You technically could do, let's say, weed eater, lawnmowers, leaf blowers, or other things at about 2.5 to 3 hours. It's just really, really well done. 32 hours on a water pump, 6 hours on an angle grinder, of course, hand drills, electric chainsaws, and vice versa. You have a wide variety of items that can be ran off this 3000 because it does have the larger pieces. Sandy, thank you for the follow. Tiger McWelder. Yeah, Tiger McWelder. TIG. TIG or MIG. TIG or MIG, buddy. TIG or MIG. Not Tiger. I know you're messing with me. TIG. T-I-G. TIG. TIG or MIG. Or. O-R. Quit messing with me, Phil. Or. Yeah, TIG or. Not Tigger. I see why you think it's TIG or MIG. TIG MIG welder. That's actually kind of cool. Yeah, I actually like that. That's a good one. I didn't catch on this whole time why you were making fun of that, but I guess I do say it kind of fast, so it does come out that way. I should just start saying TIG welders or MIG welders. How about electric welder? I never got it. I never got it till just now that that's what you were actually getting at. I thought you really thought I was saying Tigger. Now you can do quite a bit with this. Your max input power with this is of course 1200 watts of charging draw. The output power max is going to be about 2400 watts of AC output. Can peak at 6000 with the AC total output though. You're going to be ranging around 300 watts to 600 watts. Yeah, I don't doubt it now. Now that it's now in my head, I cannot unhear it. You guys are missing the conversation if you guys are missing part of this. I've been doing this show for over a year and a half to almost 2 years. And I always bring up like the TIG or MIG welder. And I've never realized that I say it so fast that it sounds like TIG McWelder. That's actually cool. Have you seen my schedule, buddy? You say a week of this. Yeah. I have another week of this. The question is, can James keep words together? You see how I'm doing that now? I'm making it sound really weird. My Google Calendar. Yeah, it's definitely red with that calendar. All right. The 3000 Pro, guys, $2,000 price tag. Use the 5% off discount code. We'll share that in chat. It's going to do very, very nice things for you. Now, I believe I have a video of the 3000. So let's kind of show you guys the 3000 actually in action. I know I have it. Oh, it's a solar panel one. So this is the 3000 actually outside in the sun. It is going to be connected up to the 200 watt solar panel. Now, being portable, it can wheel around and be taken outside. Now, I had to go across some grass to get to, of course, the little park area at my apartment building. My apartment building actually has a nice little circle path for the kids to ride their bikes or for adults to walk or even do like speed walking. Now, with it, I took it out here. I was actually going and connecting up the 200 watt solar panel to it to kind of show guys the capability of the portability of the 200 watt solar panel. Now, with it, you can imagine taking it outside, plugging in, let's say, your electric hand drills to work or to tap out a bolt that maybe you broke off on that 10-minute job on your car. Now, if you guys have known how those 10-minute jobs can turn into a 10-hour job, having something to bring a power source out there to connect up a higher power electric drill might be really nicely optional. The 3000 Pro would be that option. Now, technically, you guys probably could use a 21 volt electric drill or impact drill to do it a little quicker. Electric drills give you guys a little bit more power and oomph with torque ability. So you can actually have an option like this. And if you guys have solar panels connected up, you don't have to worry about it dying on you because you're still running. This is a great option, and it's actually quite portable. Now, it looks really, really large, and it is kind of a sizely piece. But with that handle and those wheels, it moves around really easily well. Jackery does a really good deal when they're creating these pieces. So if I move over here and I can kind of show you guys this again. Let's do this and let's zoom out. So imagine this as the 3000 Pro. To be able to move a 64-pound package, it's going to feel like it's going to take a lot to either tip it and then roll it. Jackery does such a great job that, let's be honest, I can take one finger, and that's right, one finger. I can grab the handle with one finger, and I can actually tip it backwards and then start rolling it. You have no problem with one finger. Now, this is 132 pounds, so this is a bigger power station. To actually be able to do that with a finger and tip it up and move it around is really nicely well done to have that leverage to tip something of that size. So most people that think that, oh, I couldn't tip or move or wheel around something that weight, you can do it with this. That's not a problem. The only downfall is maybe you guys have like little steps or something. You'll have to go around those steps, so you will have to actually move that with that. So it's a cool little idea. I like that, you have the option to roll it around with this. Now, some really cool stuff is we're going to play a video of an option that you guys could do with some of these power stations. And that's going to be like Christmas decorations. So we're going to come over here. We're going to grab another video. We're going to actually do the 700 plus. But this is a really cool option.
Today we're taking a look.
We actually don't need the sound. So we have the power station sitting outside. We have, of course, the green extension cord plugged into it. We have about 29% battery left, and we actually have the 100-watt solar panel sitting there. Now, that is the older 100-watt panel. The newer one is going to do better charge rate. With it being plugged in during the day, it's going to allow you to charge the power station off of the solar panel. Once it's actually charged, or it becomes like dust time and you guys want to turn on all of your Christmas decorations, you can power up those decorations and use the actual station to power those decorations. Now, in this video, I have, I think it's like 5 inflatable decorations on the inside of the fence line. Now, there are multiple decorations on the outside of the fence line as well that are plugged in. You guys are going to see we're pulling about 79 to 80 watts. Now, this is just inflatable decorations. You're going to see these inflatable decorations start inflating up. It may take a little while to do that because they were actually deflated quite far, but it will actually get up there and you don't have to worry about it. Now, you guys can see the motor in the reindeer is actually a lot quicker than the motors in Santa or the elves or even the little dog. Now, that little dog is the golden retriever. They do have a golden retriever in this yard that actually photobombed us in another video, but does well. So to be able to run your Christmas decorations or, decorations of any style, even Halloween or Thanksgiving, or if you guys do New Year's, if you guys like to do decorations or lights off a system like this, it can actually do it for you, and that's actually kind of cool. So you don't have to worry about, what decoration or how the variants of the decorations that you're running off of this. So to be able to run something like this and, of course, and use it as a power source, that's going to save you money in the long run because you're not paying your electric company to run all of these decorations for everybody to see. So that's just like a little idea of what you guys could do with some of these stations. And I actually really like that idea. Now, I've done that recently with the newer stations, and we actually set up, let's kind of show you guys. So we actually did it with even the 2000 V2 just recently. You guys can see it here in the video.
V2 might be the power station that you didn't know you needed until the Christmas decorations come out. Now, guys, this is actually 2,042 watt hours of power. You turn that AC outlet on, and you're going to start seeing that power and wattage actually start coming out of there. 109 watts of usage right now, which is going to give us about 13 hours of runtime for all of these inflatable Christmas decorations and, of course, all of the lighting that you are seeing here. Now, there are also 5 more inflatable decorations outside the fence.
I apologize. My wife was asking me if she wanted me to
bring all
get
of the
lunch.
Christmas lights as well on top of that, but you might not realize how much it can do until you see it can do it. And of course, the 2000 V2 is puppy approved.
And there's the golden retriever photobombing us. The little Goldie, named, of course, Jovi. Now, that's my little friend Jovi at the end. Me and her actually have a lot of fun when we're at the parties in the backyard. Hey, thank you, buddy. I actually said that at the beginning of the show. I am definitely here on my anniversary. Might be in the doghouse at some point, but we'll just deal with that as we go. So that is an option and an idea of what you guys could kind of do with those devices. Now, it doesn't have to be just decorations. Maybe you guys want to do like your patio lighting around your barbecue area. You guys could do that. Maybe you have an electric barbecue. You could run that as well. It has so many options. And then to have a system that can run off solar panel and you don't have to worry about it, that's a cool idea. Now, I'm going to, let's see if I can get you guys to see this right here. So I'm going to show you guys another kind of a video, and this is a really cool one. Hopefully, I can actually get this video to show you guys fully. This is the 3000 Pro system that we were just showing you. Now, here's another idea. You're in your bedroom and you want to do movie night. Now, you're going to see that I actually have my movie projector plugged in. It's taken about 270 plus watts of power to draw this. It's still telling me I have about 10 hours of runtime off of this projector. Now, this is not a small projector. It is what's called a 4K WeMax Smart Projector. Now, this 4K WeMax Smart Projector is actually a short throw projector. It is 4K resolution. It is, of course, very, very bright. So the luminescence that it's putting off is actually really high-end lightness. Now, this is, of course, the projector. I have, of course, the everything else that's in there. You guys are seeing the projector on the screen. So you guys could run a movie off of this in your bedroom without a problem while using this power system as a source. To have a power system as this source, to be able to do that for over 10 hours or more, is cool. I mean, to run over 300 watts of power for 10 hours, you're having a whole showing. You guys could do a whole Lord of the Rings marathon. You guys could do, let's say, Harry Potter marathon. I mean, it's Christmas time. Why not do Harry Potter? Maybe you guys want to do, of course, some good old 50 Shades. You guys can watch it. I mean, you guys saw it there. I'm going to actually pull up the Nintendo Switch. I was playing some video games with this. And doing video games off of this, guys, you could do that too. You could run the Nintendo Switch off of this at the same time. It's going to draw that power. Now, you guys saw the extension cord plugged in. That's the extension cord running everything off of this power station. To be able to do that and run all of these pieces is actually kind of cool. Now, we're literally still at 275 watts. It's going to jump up to about like 278 or so once we start moving into the game mode. It's not a lot of power. Not sure why we jumped another video, but this is not our video, so we're going to get off of that one. But you have those options to be ran and can do. So you have the capability of running different devices and objects at any time where you want to. So that's actually where it's kind of cool. I love the capability and usability to be able to do said items at said times. So there's a variety of ways you could use that. 3000 Pro, beautiful price tag. Now we're going to show you guys another really cool product. This is the 300 Plus. The 300 Plus system is actually sold out by itself, but we do have the kit. Now the kit's going to be the 300 Plus and Mini 40 solar panel. This is 288 watt hours of power in, of course, an 8-pound package or less. Technically weighs about 7 pounds. Now the full package weight is going to be 11 pounds total weight. $279 for this and that Mini 40 solar panel. Now this is a LiFePO 4 cell. It's going to do 288 watt hours of power through the AC outlet. That AC outlet does 300 watts of pure sun wave power, can peak at 600 for those of you that need that peakage. On the side is a USB-C port. That USB-C port can run, of course, your Keystone lights if you need to run, let's say, this Keystone light. I'm going to move it over here so you guys can see this. This is a Keystone light. If I grab the USB-A port or USB-C plug, we can now turn on the Keystone light and start using some of the light. Just like that. Now, this system, of course, guys, will run that for a great long time without an issue. Now, if you guys want to see the screen, just turn on the screen, of course, for that. And, of course, turn on the actual plugs. Now, when we're up here and running, guys, you're going to see, of course, that I can bring it closer to you. And you guys will see that it's drawing just very little wattage. It's literally only pulling 6 watts of power. At 6 watts of power, this says I can actually still run this for about 37 hours of runtime. Now with it, of course, guys, you guys can do lighting like this off of this without a problem. Now with that, of course, I'm going to move my Keystone light back and just realize that I didn't even have it set up on the table today. Let's unplug that. So that's an option with this. Now, it's going to take less than 2 hours to fully charge this device. Actually, an hour and a half is where it's at to charge it on a wall plug. Now, if you use the Mini 40 solar panel, 7.5 hours is what it's going to take to actually charge this device. On a full charge, you guys should be able to run multiple items, ranging from ranging from 12 to 13 cell phone batteries, 12 to 13 DSLR batteries, 13 laptop charges, not 13, 3 laptop charges, 5 drone batteries. Now, your laptops are about 80 watts of draw is what they're ranging that at. You can do more than that. You can do your Wi-Fi router, your house fan. Guys, Wi-Fi router should be able to get about 13 to 14 hours. Your house fan should be able to get approximately 3.5 to 4 hours. If you want to do the Wi-Fi router, which is like 14 to 15 watts, you should be able to get 13-ish hours of runtime off of the 288 watt hours of power with this. Now, the lightweight capability is where it's really nicely well done. If you want to, hold it around and walk around like it's a boombox. Now, it's going to be hard to run the plugs while you're doing that, but you have, of course, that option. On the side is going to be your plug-in piece. Now, that plug-in piece is where you're going to plug in your wall charging cable. That wall charging cable is literally just going to plug in just like that, and then you guys can plug it in and run it. If you want to charge the device, you guys can use the USB-C port. It is an in and out port to do that. You're going to be able to capable of doing it is only 100 watts though. Lightweightness of this is actually really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Quick charging 4 different ways by itself. Under an hour and a half. With the 40 watt solar panel, 7.5 hours. If you want to use the USB-C port, 4 hours. If you guys want to use the car charger, now the car charger will need, of course, the DC to USB-C plug. 4.25 hours in your car. Fully charged, you're up and running. Pair it up with a waterproof solar panel, and you guys are having an amazing amount of fun. This is a really nice package. I love this package, guys. It's a phenomenal little package for the price point. You're getting it for $279. You're getting, of course, that quick charge rate. You're getting, of course, the capability. This would be great for like camping trips, hiking, quick emergencies around the house. When you shut your kids' power off at night, maybe they want to sneak it in there to power up their stuff. I'm just, thinking outside the box. Maybe I'm a big kid at heart. Something I would do. If my parents had a power station and they took my power away, I'd be downstairs grabbing this station and plugging stuff in. So, cool little package. I like the 300 Plus. Now, the 300 Plus is the exact same housing as the 240 V2. It's just a little bit different of variations. Like the lighting's changed a little. The wattage is actually changed a little on a couple of the plugs. You actually have just no Charge Shield 2.0. So this doesn't have that. Still has app control, so you guys can still use the app on these. The app is going to allow you to see the battery screen and everything. So beautiful little screen, beautiful little station that's going to do well. Now up next is the station I was always excited to talk about because originally this actually only came with that new 100 watt panel. That new 100 watt panel is now, of course, available to everybody, even if you don't get this station. The 600 Plus power station is actually still a very cool station. This is the original station that came out with the Charge Shield 2.0. Now, when we pop over to this table, we're going to move up to the top of the list. We're going to go over here. We're going to say, hey, there it is up there. Now, this is the 600 Plus power station. The 600 Plus power station is a very small power station, but packs quite a wallop. It is a 16.1 pound system. Now, the 16.1 pound system has 632 watt hours of power. On the front, you have a USB-C 30 watt port. You also have a USB-C 100 watt port. Below that is an 18 watt USB-A port and a 12 volt 10 amp plug above it. You do have that flashlight, does 3 modes. Low light, highlight, and SOS pattern. Hello. Evan, where's Evan? I don't see Evan. Where's Evan, Sheila? I do not see Evan. Why can I not see Evan? Are you in the wrong chat? Now, with it, you have two AC outlets that do 800 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 1600 if you need to. Now, with it on a full charge and a 1 hour charge rate in super emergency charge mode, you have that 632 watts of power at your hand. When fully charged, you should be able to run a car refrigerator for about 6 hours. You should be able to do 7 hours of laptop, 27 phone charges. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't see Evan, so I'm so sleepy. Poor James. Yeah, I'm not Evan, Sheila. If you want to run a 10-watt Bluetooth speaker, about 36 hours of runtime with this. Now, we're going to change it up a little. Your 8.5-watt DSLR battery is about 27 charges. Now, for the emergency power, guys, you guys can do the 520-watt double-door refrigerator for about an hour runtime. You guys could also do the 45-watt house fan for about 10 hours. That means I'm going to stay nice and cool during these 4-hour shows without a problem. Your toaster oven, almost an hour. Your movie projector is about 6 hours of runtime. It has the capability. It's the 16 pounds in this little package. Now, it still has a handle, and I'm going to get up and actually show you guys the handle of this device. It's kind of cool. We're not talking to her. She called me Evan. There is your handle. The handle folds up and can be put away. On the actual side of this, you have your DC plug and your AC plug and cooling vents. On the back is a QR code with the serial number. That's where you're going to register it for you guys if you need. Yeah, I think she's in 2 different shows, Phil, so I think she meant to write that somewhere else, but, you know, all good. I didn't. Even, not even? Oh, even. I don't know why I thought it said Evan, yeah. No, that's dyslexia, buddy. Hold on. Let's correct all of these issues then. Let me grab my dyslexia glasses. We'll switch this up a little. Fine. You want me to be able to read? Okay, it does say even. Sheesh. Picky. All right. It's either I want to see or read. I don't know which one it is, but I'm going to go with it. All right, 600 plus is actually $399 tonight. That's a 20% savings by itself. Now, you have a very larger range of things that you guys could run off of this, which is kind of cool. Now, you do have the capability to charge this at, of course, with the 200-watt solar panel if you wanted to. Now, at that, of course, range, you guys are going to get the capability of charging it, of course, a little quicker than, let's say, off a 100-watt panel. The variety of charging ranges are going to, of course, change for you guys when you are actually charging it. That's just the way it's at. If you have 2 of the 100-watt solar panels, it's going to take you about 4 hours. If you use like the dual 200s, then of course you guys are going to cut that time back in half. Now, I love my friends Sheila and Phil that are making fun of me because I am now reading words that are not incoherent. But I thought she said Evans, and I thought it said Haya. But whatever. I'm going back to these ones. These are actually helping my eyes better, so I don't need to read today. I just need the light blocking. The light's really bright. Now, you guys can also get the 600 plus with, of course, that bifacial 100-watt solar panel for $599. Normally an $800 price tag. Now, I can tell you, the original package of the 600 plus, this is the original system that came with that bifacial 100-watt panel. It was not available until the other day widely available. So now it's widely available, which is beautiful. Now we're going to come over here. We're going to show you guys that panel because the panel is really cool. I was actually going to get it, but it's right behind me. So this is the panel that's going to come in that kit. Bifacial design. It's got blue on the back side, black on the front side. Monocrystalline solar cells. It's got, of course, the kickstands that are beautifully well done. They're actually very sturdy. And when in out, it's going to sit like this. When not used, just let it snap back and then Velcro it in place. I love they added the elastic straps so you guys can set it up and angle it, but while still allowing it to strap backwards. Now, riveted on handles, of course, you guys got 2 rivets per side of the handle. You also have, of course, the riveted on snap ring. The snap ring will pop off for you guys. Now, this is a trifold design, but it is, of course, a quad panel. This quad panel is approximately 50 inches long or so. It's longer than my actual legs or arm span. I almost said leg span. James is uber tired. Maybe, or maybe I'm just, not reading correctly. I mean, I am dyslexic and ADHD does kick in. I'm pretty sure it's because I didn't have my glasses on. You should see the conversations between me and Justin. It took Justin a little while to actually learn my writing before I got my dyslexia glasses and started learning how to correct my issues. My wording and writing was so ferocious, it was scary. So this panel is an IP68 rating, guys. It is fully waterproof, water resistant, can be left outside if you want to. Does come with the 9.5 foot cable. The 9.5 foot cable is going to have the 8020 adapter, the 7909 adapter, and of course the 8022 USB-C adapter plug. So you guys are going to have that wide range of connectability. Now, this panel is beautifully well done. We'll do about 24 to 25% efficiency in converting light into low light settings. Now, the cool part is, with that light and that usability and the adaptability and the efficiency that this does, you guys can actually put this out in, let's say, an overcast sky and still get a solar charge. Now that means you guys can use it in, of course, rainier areas or overcast areas. It's still going to get a charge. It's just not going to get the full 100 watt charge for it. So that's actually where it's kind of cool. And it gets the charge from both sides of the panel, which is even better. We tell our kids to limit their screen time. Now we have to worry about James' camera time. I asked Justin how he does it. Like, he's on video chat or voice chat over 10 hours a day. And he does it 7 days a week, like with no downtime. I asked Justin how he does it. It's going to take some getting used to, but let's be honest. I didn't even have a day down before all this started. I had a half a day of no downtime. So, yeah, it's definitely one of those things. Yeah, he's on another level. So 600 plus with 100 watt solar panel, guys, at, of course, $599. That's an amazing price point at 25% savings. Let's take a sip of water. Maybe I should drink caffeine or something. I don't know. Cheers. It's just water. Just water. But the candy's on point. I got this big bag of crushed up hard candy. All right. We're moving on to modular systems. Modular systems. We're going to talk about the 1000 plus. Now, the 1000 plus is a nice hit of a system. Oh, yeah. I'm just trying to keep water in me. Now, the 1000 plus system's coming in at $645.99 tonight. That's actually a 24% savings. This system is 1264 watt hours of power. With that 1264 watt hours of power, you should be able to fully charge this in under 2 hours without a problem. Yeah, I need those videos by tomorrow, buddy. All of them. Now, little over an hour and a half charge time, under 2 hours, is where you're at for the 1264 watt hours of power in the LiFePO 4 cell system. This device does weigh 32 pounds, and it's actually very lightweight for the size in comparison of the device. If you want to charge it on, let's say, the cigarette lighter plug in your car, 7 hours is where you're going to be able to charge it at 100%. If you have 4 100-watt solar panels, you guys can have it fully charged in 4.5 hours without a problem. Now, this device, if we zoom on in and bring you down here, you guys are going to notice that it has 3 AC outlets. Those 3 AC outlets are going to do 2,000 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 4,000 if you need to. Now, at 2,000 watts, you should be able to pretty much run most of your gaming PCs or your window ACs or even your washer and dryer. Now, technically, if you have a standard 3-prong plug style. With 4,000, you guys can run even more heavier equipment style devices off of it. On the opposite side, you have 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports. The USB-C ports are going to do 100 watts max of charging capability. That's going to be for like your high-powered, hungry devices that need that extra power. The USB-A ports are going to do 18 watts of charging capability. That's going to be perfectly well set for like your smartwatches, your tablets, and other variants that don't charge that quick. Above it is a flashlight. The flashlight is controllable by the app, and the app will allow you to control it, of course, with your phone, which is actually beautifully well done. Now, I can actually tell you that I have tested the app on phones, tablets, and, of course, my PC. I was able to side load the app on my PC to get it to work. I do not recommend it because it did take, of course, multiple steps to get there, but if you guys know the know-how, it can technically be done. For it to be working on the apps of your mobile phones and tablets, it is, of course, easily installed off of the Google Play Store or Apple Play Store. It is a one-click load, and once loaded, you will log into or create an account, and then you'll pair it up to your device. Once in the device, you guys can turn on every AC or DC plug, which means you guys are actually controlling the devices connected up to it. If you want to control the flashlight, you guys can do, of course, low light mode, highlight brightness, or SOS pattern as well. You can even do screen time, or of course you guys can do, of course, limit the runtime of the device. On a full charge, you should be able to do 1150 watt window AC for a little over an hour runtime. You guys could even do a double door refrigerator as well. Double door refrigerator should be able to run for 2.5 hours without a problem. That's about 520 watts. If you guys are going for, let's say, the little 15 watt one, you guys are going to be able to run it for a lot longer. Your electric rice cookers should be able to run for about an hour, or even your coffee makers with this as well. You have a wide variety of items that can run because all the way up to 4,000 peak power. That means you guys can do angle grinders, leaf blowers, pruning saws. You guys could even do movie projectors, coffee night, your popcorn machines, or if you really want to, you guys can do approximately 58 smartphones. Now, if you want to do the DSLR batteries, approximately 53 battery charges as well. Now, it has been recognized by multiple media outlets, and of course by us over at Dragon Blogger as well, because it is a very highly coveted product for me. Now, your max DC input is going to be 800 watts max. That means if you guys want to use 4 of the 200 watt Solar Saga solar panels, you can connect that up to this. That means you guys can actually charge this at 2 hours instead of 4 hours with the 100 watt solar panels. That's actually really kind of cool. Now, the system alone is perfectly well done for you guys to be able to run whatever you need at $645. If you want to, though, you guys can get the 1,000 plus and 2 100 watt solar panels for $929. Now, that is going to be their newer bifacial solar panels. If you don't want the system alone, Because this system is expandable, you guys can get it as a 1000 plus generator kit. The kit is going to come with the system and the battery that is sitting right above it. Now that means you just doubled your runtime to 2,528 watt hours of power. You can also get the 2 solar panels with this kit included for the $1,399 price tag. That is a 33% savings for those of you that need that savings. Now, if we want to, though, guys, we actually can add up to 3 batteries in total onto the system. When you add the 3 batteries, you're over 5 kilowatts of hour power. Linking the batteries up is very easily connected by one single cable. You're going to go from A port on the station to B side on the battery. Then you're going to go from A side on the battery to B side on the next battery and on. When you add, of course, an extra battery, you just doubled all of your run times. You guys are going to, of course, double, triple, and quadruple by adding up to 3 batteries. If you have just this kit, that means you guys are running your 1150 watt window AC for over 2 hours. You guys are going to be able to run your 520 watt double door refrigerators for approximately 4 hours or more. The more batteries you have, the more runtime, the more usability, and the more accessibility you're going to have on your hand. Add in the solar panels and you don't have to pay your electric company to charge said device. This would be great for those of you that need a modular system if you're worried about natural disasters, brownouts, blackouts, or just power issues. It would also even work as, let's say, for homesteading. Maybe you guys have a homestead and you guys are a minimalistics where you guys don't use a lot of electronics. This would work out well for that. If you're a homesteader that's trying to just run every electronic you have, including camera gear, lighting gear, computers, fridges, home stuff, maybe going with a bigger one might be your option, but this will definitely do well for the smaller people with the smaller supplies. I mean, 5 kilowatts of hour power, though, should run a house for at least a day with most items. The only downfall is this does not have a 240 plug, so you're not running the big dryers. Now, most of you are probably air drying your clothes anyways, so you probably don't need to worry about that. Now, if you guys are using your 2-in-1 washers and dryers that are using the 3-prong standard plugs at 120 volts, you should be fine then. That's going to be a smaller one. Now, another really cool idea is, guys, you guys can do, like, let's say you, do you brown or char or bake your own coffee? If you guys do that to your own coffee beans, like if you guys bake or cook your own coffee beans, running a coffee bean machine off of this would actually do well. That, you know, like you're charring your coffee to get it nice and ground. That's a cool idea. I don't drink a lot of coffee, so coming up with those words was a little bit hard for me. Now, I couldn't even think of the name of it at first. Now, I've actually ran multiple pieces off of the 1000 system. Now, ranging from the various items, I've actually had a PC cooked up to this. I've actually had multiple other items ranging from, let's say, my fans, my AC, my projectors. I've actually had Nintendo Switches hooked up to it. I've actually had my hair clippers connected to it. We did run without power at one point, and I was cutting my hair, so we had to actually plug in my clippers to it. Not a problem. It ran fine without an issue. It can be used as a 20 milliseconds of switchover for those of you that need to run it as a power supply or UPS, uninterrupted power supply. It can actually do that without an issue. So that's kind of cool that it actually allows for that on hand for those of you that need to do those types of things. You guys can run your Christmas lights. You guys could do, of course, your cooking. We have a crock pot going right now. You guys could definitely run a crock pot off of this. Now, because it actually allows for extra batteries, running a crock pot would do very well. You guys should smell the meatballs that are cooking right now. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm sitting here drooling over the food that's cooking. I should have ate lunch this morning, or breakfast, I should say. Now, the varieties and differences, guys, you can range for this is actually kind of cool. Now, this is a modular system. Being modular, you can add extra batteries. That means you guys are going to have more runtime than you would with a standalone system. Now, that's a great option, a great idea. Because it is very lightweight, the battery alone is less than 30 pounds. The station itself is like 32 pounds. It's approximately 60 pounds total weight for this piece. Your solar panels are less than 10 pounds a piece as well. So you're going to have less than 100 pounds of product that you can move around. The more batteries you add, the more, of course, weight you're going to have. So that's just the variations of options you're going to have with that. So any questions about the 1000 plus system, definitely ask. Now, we're at the point of the show that I've been sitting here about 2 hours without a problem. Now, we're going to talk about a few things first and foremost. That best price guarantee banner that's over that way. If you purchase something today from the show, off the show, or off the Jackery site, whether it be, let's say, let me grab it, if I can grab it, whether it be some of the merch, like the Jackery hat, or a power station, and you find it cheaper from now till December 2nd, reach out to customer service and get, of course, the difference refunded to you. We do not want to feel like you bought something and, oh, I bought it early and, hey, it came on sale for a better price through Jackery. Well, reach out to us and, of course, that guaranteed price. They do have merch, so if you guys are looking for merch, they actually have some hats. They even have, I believe, a couple shirts out there for you. Now, you guys can get cabling from them. They do have cables, so every cable that you may need, whether it be a Y splitter for a solar panel setup, whether it be the jumper cables, or it need to be like the cigarette lighter charging cable. They have those as well. Now, down below that, we have that 5% off banner. Now, that 5% off banner needs a little explanation. That 5% banner is, of course, for anything over $1,500 purchases. So if you purchase anything over $1,500, you can get 5% off. Now, it does exclude a couple things. Jeff, how are you doing? Welcome to the show, Jeff. The exclusions are going to be the 1000 V2, the 1000 V2, and the 200-watt solar panel. The other exclusion is the 2000 V2 and 2000 V2 with 400 watts of solar panel package. Those four pieces are excluded from that discount, unfortunately, and I am sorry for that. Down below, you guys are going to see why that was, because the 1000 V2 by itself is $399. That is over 50% savings. Below that, you're also going to see the 1000 V2 and 200-watt solar panel for $699. That is over 46% savings on that package. The 2000 V2 by itself is $791 if you use the discount code that we have. If you buy it with, of course, the two 200-watt solar panels, that is $14.99. That is like over 50% savings. You're saving quite a bit. There is a reason why they excluded that. Now, of course, we're going to keep going with the show for at least another hour or so. I think it's an hour and a half, but hey, my math could be wrong, and I'm not mathing correctly today with the lack of sleep. Now, I can only imagine what everybody else is feeling. We're going to move into a larger modular system. We're going to talk about the 2000 plus system. Now, 2000 plus system is geared towards the off-the-grid living, homesteading, and of course powering your home when in need without having an electric company. Now, this device is only 2,042 watt hours of power by itself. Now, I say that with a grain of salt. 2,042 watt hours of power by itself is actually very, very well done. Now, I'm actually looking to see if I have that station sitting here in a video so we can kind of show you guys a video, but I don't think I actually do. What? I don't have the 2000 plus laying here? Oh, man, I feel sad. I thought I had a video for it. But we don't, so we're going to show it off. We'll talk about it. So we're going to move over. We're going to pop down. We're going to come to the table. We're going to talk about the big little station. That is actually that big bad boy right there. That 2,042 watt hours of power is going to be in a 62-pound package. Now, the 62-pound package does come packed looking like a suitcase. So you do have two large 3-inch wheels that's going to allow you to roll it around. You also have an aluminum handle that telescopes and, of course, moves up and down inside the housing that locks in place to allow you to roll it around. Now, they did do some math so they can actually allow you to tip it and move it and roll it with ease. When using this device, it's going to take you about 2 hours to fully charge it on a wall plug if you guys want to use a wall plug. If you guys want to use 6 of the 100-watt solar panels, it's going to take 6 hours. If you use 6 of the 200-watt solar panels, 2 hours of runtime. That's it, just 2 hours. If you want to use it in a car and charge it in your motorhome, your toy haul, or off a cigarette lighter, 25 hours is where you're going to be at. With the device, it is, of course, like I said, 62 pounds of weight. Now, the 62 pounds of weight is a lithium LiFePO 4-cell system. This system runs at approximately 30 decibels of sound or quieter. Now, let's be honest, it's actually very silent, so much so that you guys could put it next to a sleeping baby and they're not going to wake up from it, except for when you hit the switch and change over the plugs. This can be used as an emergency power supply with a 20 milliseconds of switchover time, so pretty much like a UPS. The LiFePO 4 cells should last you about 4,000 charge cycles for the next 10 years without a problem to allow a lifespan. Now, you're going to get more than 10 years out of this, though, because after 10 years, it will probably drop to about 70 to 80% battery charge capacity. It does have, of course, 12 forms of temperature sensors and multiple forms of protection built into the system. Now, it has what's called an intelligent battery management system. That battery management system is going to determine the charge rate that's coming in and the charge rate that's going out of said system. On the front, you're going to be greeted with 5 AC outlets. Those 5 AC outlets are going to do, of course, 3,000 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 6,000 for you. Now, that 5th plug that you see there is a NEMA 14-50, but it only does 120 volts of capability. The device on a full charge should allow you to do approximately 2 hours with 1150 watt window AC. Now, run times will vary. About 150 hours on a CPAP machine with this device. 12 hours with a 200 watt desktop PC. About 3 hours with a coffee maker. Your portable freezer, 60 watt portable freezer, 26 hours. Your 90 watt mini fridge is now about 14 hours with that. The reason of the differences is, well, they run differently with that. A freezer will freeze and stop. A fridge needs to keep going to keep cool. Movie projector is about 14 hours if you really want to. That's a 100 watt movie projector. Unfortunately, if you're using a 1600 watt hair dryer, you're going to get an hour runtime or so. That's up to you, though. Now, we can actually change it out. We can do like the off-the-grid stuff. We can do 60 cell phones. Power and heat inverter heater, 19 hours. Your drone batteries, 45 hours. Your blender, about 4.5 to 5 hours. TIG or MIG. That's right. TIG or MIG. Half hour of runtime off a 5800 watt welder. Electric water pump, 20 hours. Your weed eaters, about 2.25 hours. This system alone, like I said, is actually at a great price point of $1,299. We do have this system with, of course, 2 of the 200 watt solar panels for $1,899. That is a 42% savings. Now, that solar panel is a large solar panel. I can also tell you that at some point, that solar panel is going to swap over to a bifacial 200 watt solar panel. I cannot wait to get my hands on the bifacial solar panel. If you want to, though, this is where it's kind of cool. You can get it in a kit. It's called the 4000 kit. Now, the reason it's called the 4000 kit is because it comes with the battery that's sitting above it and 2 solar panels. Now, this kit is coming in at $25.99. That's right, $2,599. Normally a $5,000 price tag. It is a 48% savings. The moment you added that battery, you just doubled your runtime to 4,085 watt hours of power. You just unlocked that 30% tax credit from, of course, the federal government. Reach out to your utility company and sign up for that tax credit, the Clean Energy Green Program. The modular this is you can add 5 batteries total. With 5 batteries total, you have over 12 kilowatts of hour power. At 12 kilowatts of hour power, you should be able to run your house for at least a couple days. Now, with that being said, you guys can actually pair it up with the second 2000 plus system and add 10 batteries total. At 10 batteries total, you have 24 kilowatts of hour power. At 24 kilowatts of hour power, you have a great amount of runtime. Now, for some reason, I do need to apologize. I need to bend down. I actually need to check something. My camera just shut off and I need to power it up, so bear with me as I power it up. Now, hopefully, this will actually power back up and run off of the battery supply. If not, I'm down a camera yet again, and I hope not. Now, like I said, though, guys, a great amount of runtime with it. Guys, you can add up to 10 batteries, 2 stations if you want. By itself, 5 batteries. It will do pretty much whatever you want. We did and have lost the camera. The camera died, guys. I'm hoping it'll start taking a charge and we can start using it again because we're almost to that point where I need it. Now, the 2000 plus system is a really, really amazing system that does well for everybody. It's going to do pretty much whatever you need. It's going to run whatever you need, ranging from your shop tools to your house appliances to maybe just small utensils. This would work good in, of course, your home business or, of course, your off-the-grid business. This will do what you need in the times of need at a 48% savings with that package. That's a phenomenal one. Is that the mighty Justin? Justin is joining us. Hey, Justin, I'm muttering words and my tail air camera just died. I need the battery pack that they have for the tail air. I don't know if you've seen that. So my tail air camera, I've been using quite a lot for this. They make a battery pack for it, and I need to get that, I really think. I think it's an option, and since I use it so much, I need to get that battery. I got to look it up. Now, with that, guys, you have a very, very amazing little product that's going to do well for you and going to do amazing stuff. That is their very beautiful 2000 plus expandable 4000 kit. So that kit's an amazing price point. Nope, battery died. I did not turn on the power station. So the power station was not running the actual camera. So the tail air died. I do want to get that battery, though. They have the extended battery for that camera. Yep. It's dying and dying. I'm sad. I'm sad. So let me see if I can find. I might be able to fix it real quick. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a video. I need to fix this camera because we're at the point of the show where I need this camera. So I'm going to play a quick video. I'm going to show you guys the 5000 plus in a video system while I try to attempt and fix my quick issue.
The batteries are powered by industry-leading LFP cells, arranged in a CTB honeycomb structure. Of course, with no compromise in voltage. It outputs at both 120 and 240 volts to support 99% of household applications. A single unit outputs 7,400 watts. So even your big, power-hungry appliances keep going and going. Not to mention full support for EV charging hubs. Connect up to 10 extra battery packs for a whopping 60 kilowatt hours of storage and a 14,000 watt output. Everything's made possible by the smart transfer switch, where you effortlessly connect Jackery 5000 Plus to your home's electrical system. This gives you intelligent control over power from the grid. Recharge the batteries with most third-party photovoltaic systems or Jackery Solar Saga 500X portable solar panels. So, if there's a blackout, your entire home automatically reverts to battery power with no need for a noisy, smelly backup generator. With Jackery 5000 Plus, life goes on uninterrupted, unbound by the limits of the grid. This is Jackery 5000 Plus. The batteries are powered by industry-leading LFP cells, arranged in a CTB honeycomb structure.
Go ahead, Phil.
Of course, with no compromise in voltage. It
Oh,
outputs at
Phil's
both
fired.
120 and 240 volts to support 99% of household
boy.
applications.
All right,
A
guys,
single
I'm
unit
having a
outputs
slight technical
7,400
issue with the
watts.
camera, but you know what? We're going to come back here. If I have to, we'll change cameras out again, and I don't really think I have the cables to do that sitting here, but we'll make this work. But that's actually Phil. Phil's making fun of me. Phil is making fun of me. That's not nice, Phil. Not nice at all. Alright. Unfortunately, my tail air camera is not coming back on because I don't have enough charge to it. I really need that camera on and it's not taking the charge, so we're going to have to switch cameras. So bear with me. By luck, I have another camera sitting here. We're going to attempt to get this camera working properly. It died. It's gone. I feel sad. All right. We are waiting for the other camera to kick on. When it kicks on, we're going to start talking about the 5000 again. So, the 5000 is a really, really cool piece. I can actually play you guys a video of the 5000 that I actually did. This is a really beautiful one, and when I play this, you guys can actually listen to it. Maybe.
The Jackery Explorer 5000 Plus is 5,040
Thank you,
watt
buddy.
hours
Thank
of
you.
power
I'm
in a
attempting to
LiFePro
correct
full
all of my
package.
issues in life.
Now, it does have multiple AC outlets that are going to do 7,200 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 1,440 if need be. Now, it is all individually switched. Does have a 12-volt 10-amp cigarette lighter plug and multiple USB-Cs and USB-A ports. Now, this does work with, of course, the Jackery Explorer app. It does have two large orange handles to help carry it around. Now, on the side, you're going to see an AC expansion support and, of course, two AC 120-volt, 240-volt 30-amp plugs, and of course reset switches. On the back, you're going to find a telescopic aluminum handle that's going to allow you to tip it and roll it around, and two large 3-inch wheels on the front and of course the back. Now, with this on the side, you're also going to find on the opposite side more ports and connectability with this as well. You're going to find, of course, the DC output port over here, so you can connect up your high pass voltage or low pass voltage. This is also where you're going to find your battery plug and of course your battery expansion slot as well. Now, with all the ports and connectability, this is going to be a great addition to, of course, your battery backup or solar power connection or connectability.
Alright guys, so the video's over. That's actually the 5000, and I believe I have a camera fixed for us. So what we're going to now do is correct and pop over, and hopefully I can get this item set up for you guys. Now, bear with me as we adjust the camera a little bit for this one. I do have to kind of get it set up properly. We are actually going to drop off a certain piece of this device, and I don't know, it's not... None of my cameras are working. All of my cameras just quit. I apologize, everybody. This is actually first for me. So you guys are seeing we're having slight camera issues, and I'm not sure what's going on. So maybe they might have overheated. Oh boy. It's been a lot of usage through these. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get this to work. It keeps... Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't get my cameras on. All right, guys. So we're gonna have to go to live camera. We're gonna just do the main Sony camera. Unfortunately, we have some slight technical issues that I did not know what happened or how it arose. Now, I know the tail air died from the battery, so that's unfortunate, but my other camera should have came on. Now, the 5000 plus system is an amazing power station that's going to do well for you guys. It is a very, very large system. Now, this system is going to do perfectly well for a lot of different people in those ranges of systems that you may need to do that with. Now, of course, with that, while we're doing this, I'm attempting to fix camera issues that should not be happening at this point of the show. It's definitely been long shows. Now, 5,040 watt hours of power in a system of that size. It will take you approximately 5 hours on, of course, a solar array to charge it. Now, for those of you that may or may not need the solar array to charge it, you guys can definitely do, like, let's say, you guys can even do... Did it come on? Was that it? That's not it. Ooh, we're not getting the correct camera, but I do have a camera back in action. So we're going to go with that one for now. What? What is the deal? All right. I don't know what to do, guys. I only have one camera now. So we'll back this up. Let's shrink this out. Let's show you guys the table. We have a wide variety of products on the table that we can talk about. My camera is definitely done for right now. What I'm going to attempt to do while doing this is actually try to charge the other one up. We'll just talk about stuff on the table until maybe that gets enough charge to go with the bigger station. Now, unfortunately, things do kind of happen sometimes, and that one was out of my control, or might have been in my control. We are now going to be showing you guys some very, very beautiful little products that do phenomenally well for those of you that need stuff of these sorts. Now, whether it be, let's say, you know, like a product that does, you know, mini power stations that will power your phones. They have those options for you, like the 100 plus, the 240s, the 300s, the 500s, or even the 1000. Now, those will also still allow you to power up your TVs and other devices without an issue. It can actually do that. Now, you also have another variety of systems, the larger ones, like you see back there, the 1000 V2, the 2000 V2, the 3000 Pro, and of course, the 2000 Plus system. Those are going to be geared for running larger devices for longer periods of time, or even running smaller devices for long periods of time. So to get those different run times, you're going to have different variety of devices. Now, the devices will range from, you know, like a couple $100 all the way up to maybe $1,000 or a couple $1,000. You're going to have to pick and choose what is the best for you. Now, there is a math algorithm out there for you guys that will allow you to determine the amount of runtime that you're going to need to run one of these devices. So that's where you're going to be at with one of these. While we're still doing this, I am attempting to plug in other cameras and try to get other cameras working. Now, I do bear with me. I'm actually trying to not break cameras while doing this, and then I'm having slight technical issues. My cable won't fit or reach, so that's a problem. Now, I'm going to attempt to plug in another camera, so I want to get you guys to the big system. Now, the big system is actually really, really nicely done if we can get the camera working and connect it up to my PC. Now, the 1000 V2 is actually the deal of the day. The 1000 V2 is coming in at $399 today. Now, at $399, you're actually getting the 100 plus power station included inside that package deal. Now, that 100 plus power station is actually about $89, so about $90. So you're getting that free $100 product included. And that's actually kind of cool to actually have something included in a package of this styling. Now, if you are looking for something like that, they actually offer it to you, and that's where it's kind of cool. Now, you guys are going to notice that I'm going to actually drop a few things off. There's the Tiny 2, and there is probably the Tiny 2 Lite. All right, I got the other camera working. We're back up and running. We guys can show you guys the bigger ones. It's just going to take me a second to readjust the camera angles. Now, with that being said, guys, we have the capability of adjusting and changing the camera angle. Here we go. We're back up and running fully. We got multiple cameras. We're good to go. We're going to have fun, and we're going to finish this show off strong. So with the 1000 V2 being at, of course, $399, guys, and we're going to go back over to the Tiny 2 on the table. Let's try and get that camera angle over there. So Tiny 2 on the whoa. Why is that camera not working? There we go. So the 1000 V2, guys, is going to be your deal of the day for like $399. You guys can also get it with, of course, the 200 watt solar panel for $699. That's both a very, very amazing deals of the day. Now, if you want to get the big brother to the 1000 V2 for like $791 today, you're going to have to use the Black Friday code that we have for you over here on the Jackery side. Now, I will have Justin or Phil share all of those codes on the Dragon Blogger side for you. So those are going to be your deals of the day products. Now, the 1000 V2 is, of course, 1,070 watt hours of power. Beautiful amount of power to do well for pretty much a majority of all the products that you guys could ever want to run, ranging from your TV to your camera gear like I'm doing here. But just make sure you turn the plug on, or you guys are going to have a camera die during mid-show. Now, if you don't need that, then of course you guys can actually do, like the 2000 V2, which will run larger products for longer periods of time. Now, the 2000 V2 will technically allow you to run 1150 watt window AC for almost 2 hours of time. And that's just a really, really great amount of runtime for that. Now, the other cool part is, guys, with it, you guys can go even bigger. And that's where we were trying to get this other camera set up for you. Because I wanted to show you guys that product right there. That is the 5000. Now, the Jackery Explorer 5000 is their largest and most newest product they offer. This is geared towards those people that want to power their whole house for multiple days without a problem. Now, 5,040 watt hours of power will run your house for multiple days without an issue. Because it's expandable, you guys can add batteries to said system. Now, we are going to talk about the system alone, the 5,000 plus system by itself. This actually system comes in at $3,499. There is a $500 clippable coupon on Amazon to take $500 off. Now, because this system is still over the $1,500 range, you guys can use that 5% code that we have there to save yourself another 5%. Now, with this said product, we can actually zoom in, guys, a little bit closer and give you guys a nice little close-up right there for you. We could even zoom in a little bit more to give you guys an even better look of that front panel for you guys. That front panel is going to offer you guys multiple ports of connection. You have 2 USB-C ports that do 100 watts max charging capability. You also have 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts max charging capability. Beside that is a 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug. That 12 volt 10 amp cigarette lighter plug is going to allow you to plug in random devices that may still use those, ranging from like your air mattresses to your dust busters to, like air pumps. It can actually use that plug. Below those 5 plugs is, of course, the 4 AC outlets. Those 4 standard American 3-prong AC outlets will do 7,200 watts of pure sine wave power. Above that is actually a 2.5 inch to 3 inch screen. Now, normally I have not been turning on the screen of this, but we're actually going to do this for you guys right now. I'm going to show you guys it takes about 2 seconds to turn on. Once you're on, you have a nice large screen with a high contrast colorway. You have that black background with the bright orange and white. It's actually showing about 88% battery. Now on this, of course, you guys have this beautiful screen that's going to show you the input and output of voltage. Now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to grab my USB-A plug with my tail air. Now this is the tail air camera. I'm going to actually turn on the USB hub and I'm going to plug it in. Now I'm going to leave it there. You guys can see it's taking 8 watts of power to start charging this. I'm going to allow it to charge during the show because I need this camera for tonight. Allowing it to charge will make sure I have a full charge. It's showing you guys at 8 watts, I still have over 90 plus hours of usage off of this device. That's a crazy, crazy runtime for you guys with that. Now, besides all of the ports and connectability that you have on the front side, the side of the machine, and I'm going to start turning this without dropping my camera. We're going to show you the side. On this side, you have, of course, the AC expansion slot. The AC expansion slot is what you're going to connect up to your manual or a smart transfer switch. That manual or smart transfer switch is what's going to connect to your electric circuit breaker or your electric box on your wall. Now, technically, you guys can do the manual transfer or the AC expansion to another 5,000 without having that, but you guys can do it, of course, and have it installed. Below that is, of course, a NEMA 14-30 plug. That NEMA-14-30 plug is going to do, of course, 120 volts or 240 volt connectability. So you have the 240 volts of charge connection to run off of that. Below the 14-30 is a 14-50 NEMA plug. That is still going to do 120 volts or 240 volts of charging capable connection. Now, that NEMA 14-50 is actually the same plug that most of your EV cars will use. So you can plug that in and charge an EV car off of this system. So maybe you guys have a Tesla, maybe you guys have a Leaf or some other said device. You can actually do this with this system. Below those plugs, Clifford, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Below those plugs are 4 circuits. Those actually are trippable circuits, so you guys can actually trip them if you guys get a power spike when connected up to your house power. It's going to save the device and will shut off those AC and DC plugs. You guys will push the buttons, reset it, and you're back up and running. That's, of course, a very cool circuit breaker built in for you and your protection. It does have, of course, this aluminum handle. The handle does fold up and can be put away inside the system. When up, you guys can actually tip it backwards very lightly. I'm going to do this very easily without moving my camera, but it's going to allow you to roll it around. Down there, you do have 2 large 3-inch wheels, and you have 2 handles. You have 2 of these large orange handles. If you have to deadlift this system, it is 132 pounds of weight. At 132 pounds of weight, it is pretty heavy. Not a lot of people are going to want to lift this. On the opposite side, so I'm going to roll it around, of course, yet again, and you guys can see how easily it rolls. You're going to have your AC port. That is going to be your charging port for your wall plug. At 1800 watts of charging capability through that wall plug, you can have this charged in 3.5 hours to run it. You guys can also see the green light on the inside that's showing you guys it's on and charging and running. Down below that is going to be your expansion spot port. That's a DC expansion port. The DC expansion port is going to be for your batteries to connect up extra batteries. Now, right here is a panel. You pop open the panel, you're going to be greeted with, of course, that green and red switch. This is your HPV or high power voltage switch. You heard me correctly. There's a high power voltage. So if you switch this switch over, just like that, you're in high passage voltage. That means you guys can use your large house solar array panels into this piece. That will allow for 4,000 watts of charge rate through this system. That's less than 2 hours to fully charge this off of that. If you're using low power, That's going to be 80/20 DC plugs over there. The 80/20 DC plugs are going to allow you to do 1200 watts of solar charging. That is, of course, two 500x solar panels and a 200 watt panel paired up together. That's 1200 watts. Or multiple 200 panels, or however you guys really want to do it, you divide it up and connect it. You have two of those 80/20 adapter ports over there. Now, the large wheels are beautifully well done, but you have two casters in the front. Those two casters are actually lockable casters, so when you lock it in place, it is not going to roll around like I'm doing here for you guys. Now, I'm rolling it on purpose. Now, your charge rates will vary depending on how you're charging it. If you're using the high power voltage solar array, like your large ones on the roof of your house that you maybe had installed by some said company, 4,000 watts at under 2 hours fully charged for this device and maybe one battery. The moment you add extra more than one battery, it's going to take longer to charge. If you're using, let's say it's connected with a smart transfer switch or manual transfer switch to your house power, that's an electrician has to do that. It will do, of course, 4,000 watts of charging capability, so less than 2 hours fully charged. If you use the AC outlet, like I said, the 3-prong plug, that's going to be like your standard 3-prong AC outlet like this. About 3.5 hours of charge rate. If you guys do the 1,200 watts of stuff, like the 1,200 watt solar panels, low power voltage, that is going to be 5 hours of charge time. It's going to take 5 hours, guys. Unfortunately, 5 hours. That's where you're at. That's your time. That's all I can say about it. You have a wide variety of charging capabilities with this. Now, once you're fully charged, up and running, and capable and using, we can actually go into a few things. First and foremost, what could you run and how could you run the device off of this? The expandability means you guys could do like 1150 watt window AC off of this 5,000 by itself for about 4.5 hours. That's a 10,000 BTU window AC. Your large central air conditioners, 2 hours off the device by itself, that's just where you're at. Your house dryer, 3 hours of runtime. Your flat screen TV, your 60 watt flat screen TV, should be able to run 2 days or more off of the system by itself. Your refrigerators, up to about 4 days. Up to. Now, I'd say that with a grain of salt because, let's be honest, 5,000 kilowatts of hour power, if you do 520 watts by that, that's 6 hours, but most fridges will run longer than that because they don't stay constantly on, they kick on and off. Your space heaters or inverter heaters, up to about 10 hours of runtime. You have a wide variety of ranges. Now, you guys could do more than that. CPAP machines, table saws, Christmas decorations, your Christmas tree, your family game room, your gaming PC, your stove, your dryers, your washers, your fridges, your ovens, your hot tubs. You heard me right, hot tub. You guys can do all of that with this. And then the system, like I said, the system is with the $500 clippable coupon, it's coming in like $2,999. Then use that 5% off and get, of course, a bigger deal. Or you guys can get the solar station with a solar panel. And that's going to be the 500 panel that's behind it. That panel, if I kind of move off, you guys can see how large that panel is. That's going to be a $4,300 price tag, but there's a $600 clippable coupon on Amazon, so it brings it down a little lower for you guys, plus another 5% off. That 500 watt panel is their newest panel. It does 500 watts of charging at, of course, multiple volts without an issue. It is made up of 6 85 watt panels. Those panels can be mounted together like I have here or set separately for those of you that want to do it separately. Now, separating up, it uses an Anderson clip like this. It's like an Anderson white Anderson plug, so you have that connectability. If you do not want that kit, you guys can get the full kit. Now, one second. The full kit is going to be the 5,000 and, of course, 2 of those solar panels. The 5002 solar panels is going to do you guys beautifully well done. And now I'm going to fix that camera because it just wigged out again. So with two of the solar panels, the 5000 and the manual transfer switch, it is normally like a $6,000 price tag. Today there is a $1,000 clippable coupon, so it's going to be $49.99. That's right, $4,999. Then again, use that 5% code. Now here's the rundown of this kit. It's the 5000 plus system. It's two of the $1,000 solar panels. So you're going to get two of those 500X solar panels. You're then going to get the $1,699 smart transfer switch. Now that smart transfer switch is actually a really, really cool little transfer switch that we're going to kind of show you guys. This is that transfer switch. This needs to be installed by an electrician next to your electrical circuit box. When it's connected up, you guys can actually do over 14,400 watts of capability of power through this device. That's 60 kilowatts of hour power. Inside this box, you're going to be greeted with 12 sections for electric circuit breakers. These 12 circuit breakers are going to allow you to trip and switch and turn on and off, so you guys can have them paired with, let's say, your electric box to run the living room, the bedrooms, the bathrooms, or your gaming rooms, or just a washer and dryer or central AC or whatever, separately through these circuits like you would with your regular circuit breaker circuit box on your wall. With this manual transfer switch or your smart transfer switch, it will allow you to connect up a second 5000 plus system. That means you guys can actually connect up multiple batteries. One system by itself can have 5 batteries. With the 5 batteries, you're having 30 kilowatts of hour power. 30 kilowatts of hour power should allow you to run your house for at least 4 to 5 days. 4 to 5 days off 30 kilowatts of hour power for most of your house appliances is really decently well done. Now, here's where it's cool. Because you add a second system, you can have 10 batteries. You have 60 kilowatts of hour power. That's 7+ days of running time for most of your basic needs throughout the week. You add a very large solar array, a high power solar array. You're charging 4,000 watts. That means you guys are charging these systems throughout the day, and you're running at night or running throughout the day and charging. You don't have to worry about it. With the 4 different ways of charging, you're actually very capable of doing multiple things. The cool part is it works with the app. The app works with the system, and the app works with, of course, the smart transfer switch. Inside the app, you guys are going to be able to see what's called the actual percentage of charge rate. So you guys can see what it's charging at. You guys can see, let's say, you can see the consumption of power. So you guys can see consumption of power, generation of power through the power line. You guys can see it used through the batteries as well. You guys will also see the generation of solar power. So let's say you have the array on. It's really, really dark out. It's snowy, and it's only showing 1 watt hour of charge rate through that generation. That's not, you can't hear me. Unmute. You probably have me muted because I'm pretty sure everybody else can hear me. So you have the usages of this with that, of course, on hand without a problem. Justin, you guys can hear me correctly? I just want to make sure. We have, yeah. Okay, cool. You had me caught off guard. So they might have me muted. You'll have to unmute us. Okay, cool. So with the app's going to allow you to control of that. It's going to allow you to see the grid power and the home power. It's going to allow you to switch through the batteries as well on the app on this. So you guys can see which battery is charged at. It's going to allow you to see how many batteries are connected and how much charge rate and what's left of those. It'll also allow you to see every plug that's connected to it and how much wattage is being drawn through those plugs. It has everything you guys can need, and of course it's a great kit. Now here's the kicker and the cool part that I actually learned last night. If you have this connected up to your house through like the manual or smart transfer switch, you can pause and shut off that grid and disconnect the 5000 plus and take it with you into your RV motorhome or to another area or place that you may need it to use it at. That means it's actually disconnectable. It means you guys have it, the grid at home, to use it the grid at home while being able to disconnect it and take it on the go as well. So it's a multi-purpose device with a lot of different uses. Now, yes, it is an actually larger device. That's, of course, you guys can see here. It's approximately, I think it's like 25 inches tall by about 15 inches wide by 15 inches deep. That's actually quite sizable, but it's 132 pounds. Now, most of that weight is, of course, the lithium battery. There's a lot of technology built into this piece, like the cell-to-body technologies for the batteries. There's also the intelligent battery management systems, the cooling technologies, and everything else in between. It has thermal protections and thermal pieces, so you have that with that, of course, on hand. The wide range of usage with it is going to vary for you guys with whatever you want to use it. Because it is a larger system, like I said, you guys can charge an EV car off of this if you really wanted to. Now, an EV car will definitely do you guys well, but you don't always have to use an EV car. Now, I moved that so you guys can kind of see the solar panel yet again, a better view of it. Pairing it up with the solar panels is going to do well for you guys if you want to pair it with, of course, that solar panels. Get the system by itself, get the system with the solar panel single, or get it with dual panels, or get it with the transfer switch. That's up to you. Now, I believe there is still a few of the freebies when purchasing the 5000 kit. That freebie is going to be a protective case. Now, there was a limited deal of that of 50 free products when purchasing this item. The protective case is going to allow you to run it in areas that maybe there is a little bit of sprinkling and dust and stuff. To have that is kind of cool. The option to give that as a gift. If you do not get it, I do apologize. Like I said, there was a limited 50 of those. Any questions about the 5000 plus, guys? Ask. I am here to answer. This is a really, really amazing thing and a beautiful product that they just came out with. It's less than a week old or so. I've actually had it for a little over a week and a half, but I had to, the review product. That thing's amazing. It's a beautiful, beautiful product. It's actually quite amazingly well done. Again, guys, has, of course, NEMA plugs, so you guys can do 240 volt connectabilities with it. Now, with that, I'm going to play you guys the 5000 video real quick. I'm going to take one quick break. I do need to step aside for one hot second. I need a new drink, and I'll be right back.
This is Jackery 5000 Plus. The batteries are powered by industry-leading LFP cells, arranged in a CTB honeycomb structure. Of course, with no compromise in voltage. It outputs at both 120 and 240 volts to support 99% of household applications. A single unit outputs 7,400 watts. So even your big, power-hungry appliances keep going and going. Not to mention full support for EV charging hubs. Connect up to 10 extra battery packs for a whopping 60 kilowatt hours of storage and a 14,000 watt output. Everything's made possible by the smart transfer switch, where you effortlessly connect Jackery 5000 Plus to your home's electrical system. This gives you intelligent control over power from the grid. Recharge the batteries with most third-party photovoltaic systems or Jackery Solar Saga 500X portable solar panels. So, if there's a blackout, your entire home automatically...
Now that I'm back, guys, that is the quick video of the 5000 plus system for you guys. Now, that's actually a really cool piece that showed you guys the rooftop solar array that I was kind of talking about. Now, the Solar Saga 500X solar panel is a good pairing for this system. Now, I actually have a video of that solar panel that I did outside with this. Now, this solar panel is definitely probably one of those ones that you're going to want to get because it is so nicely well done. Now, the solar panel does come in at like $999, but we do have a quick video to show you guys. Now, this is me at daybreak. This is like at 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, there is some sun showing, but of course, where I had it sitting, there is no sun yet. You guys can set it out like a big accordion and set it there. Now this is of course 6 85-watt panels connected together. It does come with the 8 different hinges, so you guys can do that. It has of course 40 screws that you're going to have to install into it. Now when you of course screw it and connect it up, and I'm not sure why that video just jumped past of course the main usage part, but you know, it's going to, wow, I'm not sure why it's doing that, but it's definitely jumping. Now, you will have to put it up and pair it up and connect it up. Now, it can be done in, of course, even low light settings without an issue. Now, low light settings, that means overcast gray skies or small light rain. Now, yes, it can be charged in the rain. You still get a solar through that rain. So you still get solar light. It is designed to work in those settings. Now, it may not get the full efficiency of the full charge in those settings, but it will do that for you guys, which is actually kind of cool. They say about 25% efficiency in converting light to power, even in those low light settings. Now, in of course, really bright settings, you're going to get a full charge rate with this. This is actually compatible with the 2000 V2, the 2000 Plus, the 3000 Pro, the 5000 Plus systems. Now, technically, you guys could plug this into even the 1000 Plus system of the original 2000 Pro. They all use an 80/20 plug adapter. Now, it does come with, of course, the large cabling. This is that large cable that comes with it. This, of course, is a 10-foot cable. It's an Anderson clip adapter on one side and an 80/20 plug on the other. Now, besides that cabling, it comes with 8-yard spikes. Now, 8 of these spikes means you guys can actually put it through the holes and mount this to the ground to make sure that this does not fly away when the wind comes. So they do want to make sure that you have the spikes to make sure that this is not a kite and does not fly away. I love that they added this. Now, this is like your tent stakes. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, when putting this into your solar panels, be careful when hitting it with your hammer or whatever you're using to push it into the ground. If your ground is not soft and you miss the hammer off of this spike and you hit that solar panel, you may hurt your solar panel. Now, I always recommend using like a permanent stake that's already in the ground and tying it with like ties or straps. You guys could do that as well, and it would work just perfectly well for that. They make sure that you have enough of these to stake this down without an issue. Now, yes, we have it set up this way. You don't have to run that solar array set up like an accordion like you see right here. You guys can use that solar panel in single panels sections. That means you guys can mount it to like the your roof of your shed, your motorhomes, your RVs and stuff. Now, you guys could technically mount it like this, but remember, you will have a wind drag or draw when traveling. So you may get wind under that and it'll push up on the panel. This panel is fully waterproof, water resistant for harsh and wet weather without an issue. It's an IP68 rating, and it's meant to be left outside for long, long periods of time without a problem. You're going to get the charge rate with the 5000X without a problem, and of course, do as you need with that. That's a really... I apologize. I had to sneeze. Now, that is actually a really good solar panel. That is, of course, their newer solar panel. Now, it is a $999 solar panel. I think at that price point, it's a well-done price point for that solar panel. Now, do you need one? Yeah, you definitely are going to need one of those for these stations. Like I said, it comes in a kit, so if you guys need it, you guys can get it, of course, in that 5000 system kit. Now, we're going to pop back to the start of the show. We have about, I think, an hour left or so of this show. So, actually, we have a half hour, I think. Yeah, we got a half hour left. No, yeah, hour left. I'm losing track of time. We're going to go back to the original product. This is the 100 Plus Power Station. The 100 Plus Power Station is an amazing, amazing little power station. This is 99 watt-hours of power, 31,000 milliamps, in a 2-pound package. Now, this 2-pound package is TSA approved. The TSA approved means you guys can take it on an airplane, take it through TSA checkpoints. It's going to pass through it. It will take less than 2 hours to fully charge it on a wall plug at 100 watts, and that's because it only has 100 watt cabling connections. It has two USB-C ports. One's a 100 watt port, the other is a 100 watt port. They're both in and out ports. You guys can charge both directions. You also have a USB-A port at 18 watts of charging capability over here as well. This is a LiFePO 4-cell system. Now on the bottom you have silicone pads like most of these stations, so you guys can set it on surfaces that you normally wouldn't set items on. With it, it is of course a Class 9 drop protection and a UL certification for fire retardant and flame retardant shell. It is of course a heat temperature shell as well. Now, just like all of them, it actually has a screen. The screen will tell you guys the battery percentage and of course the voltage in and out with that as well. With this device, you're going to do very, very well for you. Now, here's where it's kind of cool. This is where it's actually kind of cool. I like this part. Now, hear me out. Take this on a backpacking trip. Put it in your backpack. Connect up the Mini 40 solar panel, strap it to your backpack, and let it charge as you're hiking. That's going to give you guys a charge with the sun without having to, lay it out and do that. If you have the Mini 40 solar panel, it's under, of course, 7 hours to fully charge this with that panel. Not a problem. You have the capability. It will allow you to charge your iPhone 14 approximately 6 times off of this device. You should be able to run a Nintendo Switch for 4.5 hours off of this device. That's a good runtime with this. Now you guys could do about a tablet like 2.5 hours or 2.5 charges. That's kind of cool. You guys could do your camera gear, lighting gear, including that nice little camera that I'm charging up right now. Could be charged off of this or ran off of this. Now, that's a great idea as well. You have the capability, the usability, and of course the accessibility of a device of this size. For $89, this is an amazing little product. Now for $169, you guys can actually get it and the Mini 40 solar panel. This is the Mini 40 solar panel. This is a package deal for $169. This Mini 40 solar panel is fully waterproof, water resistant, will do 40 watts of charge rate for you to do this on hand. With this is only about 12 inches tall, 10 inches wide, and a ½ inch thick. When you open it up, it of course has a magnetic clasp to open up, and you're going to be greeted with the monocrystalline cells. Hang it off of a backpack. Let's just kind of show you guys this. So hang it off of your backpack like this, allow it to charge as you're hiking, and you guys are going to get a slight charge. Or if you want to, pull it and unfold it completely and get that full charge while it's sitting out there in the sun. This is fully waterproof with an IP68 rating, which means you guys can use it in the rain without a problem. It's not going to damage this device. Now, it's a cool little piece. It's a nice long little panel. Price point is where it's really at with, of course, this one. So that is going to be a nice little price point of a $169 package. If you want, though, you guys, you can get the 100 Plus for free if you buy the 1000 V2. Now, I think there's a limited stock of those left, but you have the option of that. Now, what we're going to go to next is the 240 V2. The 240 V2 is 256 watt-hours of power that can be charged in a 1-hour charge time. You heard me correctly. And why can it charge in a 1-hour charge time? Because it's got what's called Charge Shield 2.0. Charge Shield 2.0 is actually a really cool little charge shield. Now, that Charge Shield 2.0 is going to do well for you if you guys need to do that on hand. Now, Charge Shield 2.0 is a new technology that's built in there. That is what's called Super Emergency Charge Mode. Super Emergency Charge Mode is going to give you a 1-hour charge rate where you need it. If you don't need it, under 2 hours, fully charged on the AC outlet. Now, the AC outlet plugs in the side. On the side, you're going to be greeted with, of course, that cooling vent technology. Now, of course, on the front, you're going to have that beautiful flashlight that does dual modes. You're going to have the 12-volt 10-amp plug and a 300-watt pure sine wave AC outlet that can peak at 600. You have a USB-C port that does 100-watt in and out charging capability and a USB-C port at 15 watts charging capability. Above that is a USB-A port at, of course, 18 watts charging capability for you. With this on a full charge, you should be able to get 12 to 13 cell phone charges for your iPhone 14s. Now, if you guys want to, you guys can run a house fan approximately multiple hours as well. And I'm going to tell you guys, with that, you guys could do probably 4 hours of charge rate or runtime with that. You guys could also do 16 hours on a 10-watt Bluetooth speaker, or of course 4 drone batteries. Now, there is another wide variety of items you can do, like your 45-watt house fan for 4 hours, your 90-watt mini fridge for 2 hours, or of course your laptop 2.5 times. For the people that want to plug in like that big flat screen TV back there, 4 hours of runtime off that 60-watt TV. Heated blanket about 3 hours, or a pet heating pad for 6 hours. This has got all of those usages. By itself, it is $179, but pair it with the Mini 40 solar panel and get it for $249. That is, of course, a package deal at 11 pounds. This is, of course, that package right there for you. It is a great little item that's going to do well for a lot of different people. If you don't need that one, you have the option of getting the 300. Now, the 300 is 290 plus watt hours of power. 293 watt hours of power, guys. Now, the 293 watt hours of power is going to actually take about 3.5 hours to fully charge it off of the DC plug that it takes to charge it with. It'll be the same time, of course, if you guys charge it in a car outlet. 3.5 hours. Now, where your charge time will change is if you guys use the USB-C port, that's a 60 watt in and out port. You use that USB-C port and the DC plug, 2 hours fully charged, you're up and running. On that full charge, though, you have an AC outlet that, of course, does 300 watts of pure sine wave power. You have a second AC outlet that does 300 watts of pure sine wave power. Together, they can actually peak at 500 if you really need to. With that, you also have 2 USB-A ports that do 5 volt 2.4 amps for those people that need it. Nintendo Switch should be able to run off of this for 40 hours without an issue. You guys can do 15 to 16 DSLR batteries like you can in EOS's. 6 to 7 drone batteries. That's going to be like your Mavic 2. So your Mavic 2 battery is going to get, of course, about 6 charges with this. Your flat screen TV, about 4.5 to 5 hours. Your phone, I'm going to say your phone maybe 15 to 16 phone charges. Laptop, up to about 4 times. Your mini cooler, 4.5 hours. That's going to be the same as your flat screen TV every time. Where it's kind of cool is this is actually a fixed handle, and it, of course, only weighs 7 pounds. Can be used as a weighted dumbbell to do workouts while you're waiting and charging said items. Don't listen to me, ignore me. I got a tickle on my nose, which is making me itch, which is also making me sneeze, which is weird. Pair it with, of course, a 100-watt solar panel, and you guys can get it for a great price. By itself, it's $169. But with, of course, this Solar Saga 100 panel, it is $299. Now, this is, of course, their newer 100-watt bifacial solar panel. This bifacial solar panel is going to do 100 watts at 18 volts of charging capability with a 25% efficiency in converting light to power because it charges from both sides of the panel. Now, this panel does fold out. It is, of course, a trifold design with quad panels. This is a package deal that is well in range of a lot of people for you guys if you need something like that. $299 for the kit. That's a great price point. Now, 1 second. I got to sneeze, everybody. I just like sneezing. I really do. All right, we're going to move from that. We're going to move to a larger system that's actually on the table back here. We're going to change camera views. We're going to go, of course, to this camera view, which means I have to drop off that camera. We're going to talk about the 500 back there on the table. Now, the 500 back there is a really nice station. Now, this is, of course, the 500. That's 518 watt hours of power, but it will take about 5.5 hours to fully charge. Now, the 500 is actually coming in at approximately $284. That's a 43% savings. Now, with it, 518 watt hours of power in a 13-pound package. At 13 pounds, it's only going to take 5.5 hours to charge, but it is very carryable. If you want to charge it on a cigarette car lighter in your car for a road trip, 5.5 hours is still the same amount of time. You do have one AC outlet on the front that does 500 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 1,000 for you. You have 3 USB-A ports in the middle. Those USB-A ports are 5 volt 2.4 amps, and they're actually beautifully well done. Beside that is a 12 volt 10 amp DC plug that's going to do output only. Above it is an input DC plug as well. On the side you may not see is actually a flashlight. Now this flashlight is really well done. You turn it on, it turns on one single brightness, hold it down, it's going to go into SOS pattern. So you guys need to warn somebody that you're out there, it can actually do that. Just click it, shut it off. It has a fixed handle and, of course, a nice little screen that is, of course, gray in colorway. On a full charge, you should be able to run a laptop about 30 hours, your flat screen TV about 7 hours, or your mini cooler for over 9 hours with this device. Now, you do have multiple ports of connection, but you guys can run other things like a blender, heated blanket, air pumps. You guys can run your electric drills. You guys can charge your camera gear. You guys can charge, of course, your phones. It's pretty much unlimited styling. Now, 518 watt hours of power, of course, is going to last you a certain amount of time. It peaks at 1,000, so you guys have that for you. The DC input, guys, is, of course, 100 watts max. So you can only use a 100 watt solar panel to charge this device or lower. So like the Mini 40, the 85 watt panel, or the 100 watt panel. If you have the 100 watt panel, it's 7.5 hours charge rate. By itself, it's $284, but if you guys want to get it with, of course, that solar panel, it is going to be $479. Now, that solar panel, again, is going to be this beautiful solar panel. Now, this is the bifacial 100 watt solar panel, guys, from Jackery. This bifacial solar panel does unfold and will be greeted with, of course, 4 panels. Now, these 4 panels, when you fold them out, are very long, so much so that I can't even stretch it out with my arm. Well, I can. I got my fingertips out there. But it's a really good panel. This panel is going to do great efficiency for you guys. When folded up, you guys can see the back side is, of course, the reflective blue side that's going to still collect the solar panel. So that's the panel that's included with the 500 plus kit. That panel is actually really well done and will do very decently well for you guys. Any questions about any of those smaller stations, please ask and we will answer when you ask. Now, we're going to start talking about the deals of the day, which is going to be like the 1000 V2s, the 2000 V2s. Now, why do I call them the deal of the day? That's because they're approximately 50% off. Now, a couple of them are about 46% off. The one's 50% off. The other one's like 53% off. We're going to start off with the 1000 V2 on purpose. The 1000 V2 is what I call the Black Friday deal of the day or deal of the week. This thing has actually got an optional 100 plus power station, which is a gift. 50 pieces limited though. I believe that's probably going to run out very soon. With that, that is actually, whoa, that moved really quick this time. That's going to be that station in the middle. That is the 1000 V2. Now the 100 plus is actually sitting on it, and that of course is the free gift. That is 50 pieces limited. This product is $399 today. Normally $800 price tag by itself. You add the $100 plus package piece on top of it. You guys see where we're going with this. $399 is a great price point. The 1000 V2 is 1070 watt hours of power. The 1070 watt hours of power is going to take you less than 2 hours to fully charge it on standard fast charging mode. You put it in Charge Shield 2.0 emergency supercharge mode, you have it charged in 1 hour charge time. If you have 2 of the 200 watt solar panels fully charged in 2.5 hours is where you're going to be at. With this on the front, you have 3 AC outlets. Those AC outlets are going to do 1500 watts of pure sine wave power, can peak at 3000 if you need to surge at peak. Beside that is 2 USB-C ports and 1 USB-A port. The USB-A port is an 18 watt port. the USB-C ports is going to be a 30-watt port and a 100-watt port. The 100-watt port is in the middle of all of those plugs. Above that is a 12-volt 10-amp DC plug. That 12-volt 10-amp DC plug, of course, guys, you can use it for a wide variety of pieces. On the side is a flashlight. The flashlight does, of course, do dual brightnesses and SOS pattern. 1,070 watt hours of power means you guys can run like a double door 520 watt refrigerator for about 2 hours. Your standard Starlink internet connection Starlink. 10 hours to 29 hours depending on the version you have. 20 Mavic 2 drone batteries. 14 laptop charges. 50 cell phone charges. 14 hours on a mini fridge. 1 week with your 15-watt modem or Wi-Fi router. If you guys want to run a microwave, about 40 to 47 to 50 minutes of runtime. Your electric grill, that's going to be like your camp grill that you took camping that you just didn't want to have charcoal or gas. 55 minutes of runtime. Heated blanket, up to about 12 hours, depending on the heated blanket you have. Now, your tower fans, like your Paris Romes, your, all those other ones, Kenwoods and Kenmores and blah, blah, blah. 23 hours of runtime off a 45-watt tower fan. That's actually good runtime with that. Your 3-watt to 5-watt light bulbs, you be the judge, guys. That's going to run for a crazy amount of time without an issue. You can even run chainsaws, electric saws, palm sanders, circular saws, table saws, chop saws. They will all be able to plug in this and run off of it because of the amount of power with this. It is the price point that you guys are getting in at this week for $399 right now with, of course, that free gift. Crazy, crazy price point to be had for that one. Now, you can also get the 1000 V2 with the 200-watt solar panel for $699. At $699, you guys are getting the station and a $600 and some plus solar panel for a great, crazy price. So that is, of course, why the 1000 V2 is, of course, the deal or the prime deal of the day for us. Or if you guys want the solar panel piece. Any questions? I'm going to get a sip of water. That's good. Only if it had electrolytes in it. Alright, I don't see any questions about that, so we're going to move on to the 2000 Plus system right next to it. Or the 2000 V2. Now, the 2000 V2 is the big brother. Now, the big brother, of course, is actually connected up and on for us. I believe it timed out, so the power shut off. But if I hold it down, we can turn it up. Now, inside the app, let me stick this. Sorry about that. Inside the app, when you connect it up, guys, you're going to have access to turn on all of the switches, the lights, and everything. So, if I hit the app, I can turn on, of course, the flashlight. If I hit it again, I can go to a brighter flashlight with that. I can even turn on SOS pattern. And that's kind of the cool part. Now, if you guys know anything about these systems, they come set in an energy saving mode. If you turn it to never turn off, then it will never turn off. If you leave it in energy setting mode, it's going to shut off after a certain time. Now, I have these set at like 12-hour intervals, which is kind of cool. Inside the app, you guys can actually set it to full battery mode or, of course, battery saving mode as well. Inside, there's also where you guys are going to find super emergency charge mode to put it in at 1 hour charge rate for you guys. Now, the 2000 V2 is 2,042 watt hours of power, which is going to be able to charge in under 2 hours of charge time off of the AC outlet that is standard on it. If you go into the app and go into super emergency charge mode, you guys can have this up and running and charged in 1 hour charge rate for you. Now, you do have, of course, the standard dual USB-C ports, 30 watt and 100 watt. You also have that standard USB-A 18 watt port and 12 volt 10 amp DC plug. Then you have the 3 AC outlets that do 2200 watts of pure sine wave power, but can peak at 4400. Now, if you use the Black Friday code for this, you can get it for $791. You heard me right. $791 for a $1,500 product. When fully charged, you guys can run a 1150 watt window AC for approximately 2 hours. Your 200 watt desktop, 12 hours. Now, coffee makers for multiple hours. You guys can run multiple pieces without a problem. You guys can run water pumps, well pumps, air mattresses, your vacuum cleaners, 2.5 hours. Your CPAP machine, 150 hours. Now, you guys can run even more than that, because if you guys want to, you guys can do like TVs, flat screens. You guys can do your drones and everything. You guys could do, let's say, microwave for about an hour and a half. You guys could do an electric tea kettle for 2 hours. Your 1600 watt air dryer for about an hour or so. Movie projectors are going to be about 14 hours of runtime with that. You have a very good variety of usages with this. Now, why would you go with like the 2000 V2 over a gas generator? Well, you guys can have options of that. The gas generators put off loud noises because you hear it running. You guys will also hear the or smell the offset of the gas from the exhaust. That gas that is offset is a carbon monoxide, which is actually harmful for you. This electric version does not put off those gases in the area that you're running it from. So you can actually use it from your bedroom, your living room, or in your shed or garage without an issue or worry. That makes it actually safer and more usable in a wide variety of ranges. Now, that's actually really, really kind of cool. You do have, of course, that 10-year lifespan. Now, one thing I haven't talked about is the warranty. You guys get like a 5-year warranty with most of these. It's going to be like a 3-year plus 2-year extended, which is like a 5-year warranty. Sizing of this is approximately 13 inches by 10 inches by 11 inches tall, but does weigh about 39 pounds of weight. This is actually very beautifully well done. So much so that I actually have
The Jackery Explorer.
Not that video. Let's grab a different video. We actually have this doing Christmas decor.
The Jackery Explorer 2000 V2 might be the power station that you didn't know you needed until the Christmas decorations come out. Now, guys, this is actually 2,042 watt hours of power. You turn that AC outlet on, and you're going to start seeing that power and wattage actually start coming out of there. 109 watts of usage right now, which is going to give us about 13 hours of runtime for all of these inflatable Christmas decorations and, of course, all of the lighting that you are seeing here. Now, there are also 5 more inflatable decorations outside the fence that you're not seeing in this video. Now, it is, of course, running all of the Christmas lights as well on top of that, but you might not realize how much it can do until you see it can do it. And, of course, the 2000 V2 is puppy approved.
So that, of course, is the beautiful little option of doing like your Christmas decor outside connected up to the system. It is a beautiful little product. Now, like I said, $791 today if you use the Black Friday code to get it. Now, that is going to be the BFE 2000 V2. That's a 53% savings of the product by itself. Now, you guys can get it with, of course, 2 of the 200-watt solar panels for $14.99. Now, 2 of those panels are going to do well for you guys, and, of course, a kit of this style if you're looking for a product like this. At $1,499, that's an amazing product. Now, you guys can also use it as a UPS or uninterruptible power supply. It's got a 20 millisecond switchover. Most devices will not notice that switchover for you guys, so that is the 2000 V2 and the 1000 V2, which are the deals and Black Friday deals of the week or days for you guys. Now, before we go on, I'm going to talk about what comes with most of these kits. Jackery wants to make sure that you guys are prepared and ready when you get these kits. So you guys are going to get a wide variety of cabling depending on the system you get. You guys might get a solar cable like this, which has actually got, of course, the DC plugs, connections, and stuff like that for you. Those connections and plugs are going to do well for those of you that need to connect it or do that with the solar panel. You may get a wall plug like this. This wall plug's a standard 3-prong like a plug for your AC outlets that's going to allow you to charge it off the wall. You may also get something like this, a cigarette car lighter charger to charge it in your car. Or you may get, like with the 100 Plus, a USB-C to USB-C 100 watt cable with, of course, a DC to USB-C adapter. So they do want to make sure that you guys have every plug or every cable accessible to you at your need and when. They want to make sure that you guys are taken care of and that you have what you really need to run those items. I know I had something down here. Now, if you guys get a solar panel, you may get like an Anderson clip Y-splitter adapter free. It just depends on the version you get. Or you may get some tie-down stakes or spikes. They do make sure that you have everything for you. So great wide variety of pieces with that on hand. Now we're going to move forward. We're going to actually talk about solar panels because I haven't put a lot of time into all the solar panels. We're going to do this last little bit of on solar panels. We're going to start off with the 500X. Now, yes, I talked about the 500X, but I'm going to go over it yet again. The 500X is an amazing solar panel that's going to do very well for you guys. Now, what I'm going to do is we're going to actually zoom this in. We're going to come over here to this page. This is the 500X solar panel. This 500X solar panel is 6 panels in one. It is 6 85-watt panels. This panel is going to come with a 9.5-foot cable. It's going to come with a carrying bag. This solar panel can collapse down like an accordion and be put away. When you are using this panel, you use it like, of course, a dual style panel. It is a bifacial panel. Each side of the panel gets a charge. You're going to get approximately 25% efficiency in converting light into low light settings. Now, you're going to notice that we're only getting about 19 watts of charge right there, and that's because, well, literally, the tree is stopping the sun from hitting it completely. That the sun isn't over the area yet. The moment that sun hits it, it's going to start charging up to about 500 watts of charge rate. Fully waterproof, water resistant, can be left outside in an IP68 setting, so that means harsh and wet weather can be set up. Inside the kit, whoa, that's the wrong camera. Inside the kit, you're going to get 8 of these spikes to set them and spike them into the ground. You're going to get, of course, 8 hinges. Each hinge has 4 screws that need to be connected. Also comes with a screwdriver or Torx bit to do that. You're also going to get a 9.5-foot cable. This cable only has an 80-20 adapter plug. That's because it's only meant to be compatible with the stations that allow for the 80-20 plug. It has an Anderson clip extended on the end. How does the Anderson clip work? Well, you'll take an Anderson clip plug and you'll connect it in just like this. Now, once you connect it in, these Anderson clip plugs are actually watertight with a gasket. Once they're clipped on, you guys can connect up multiple solar panels or arrays if you need to. If you don't need to do that, connect it to a single one. It gives you enough cable that they want to make sure that you are taken care of without a problem. Now, for some reason, it's actually coming undone, so I want to fix that real quick. So the 500X is about $999, which is a great price point for those of you that need a solar panel to do like the 5000 Plus system, the 3000 Pro, the 2000 Plus, the 2000 V2, the 1000 V2, or other connections. Now, as long as they allow up to 500 watts of solar charging into it, and it has the 80-20 plug, you are good to go. So that is, of course, the newest solar panel in, of course, their kit. Now, we're also going to talk about the Mini 40 a little more in depth. Now, the Mini 40 is, of course, a solar panel that is capable of charging any of the smaller stations at a decent charge rate. Again, IP68 rating, but only does 23% efficiency in lower light settings of converting light to power. It is, of course, 12 inches tall by 10 inches wide. It has, of course, pressed rings so you guys can tie it down. On it, it has their beautiful Jackery logo in bright orange and black, and it has a magnetic clasp on the back to hold it shut. On the binder side or the book inside, you guys can pop it open. You guys have two, of course, these little snap rings or snaps that will latch it in place. When you pop it open, you're going to be greeted with a trifold design, but you're going to be greeted with, of course, a quad panel. That quad panel is actually nice and long and capable of charging at a good rate. Now, this is made from the monocrystalline solar cells, like most of their solar panels. That's going to do very, very well for you. This, of course, with the IP68 rating, means you guys can leave it outside for long, long periods of time without having any issues or problems. It is going to come with a 9.5-foot cable. That 9.5-foot cable on this one is actually bright orange. We just actually kind of showed it to you. It's going to be this cable. It has a two-prong standard back inside that connects up to the solar panel through this little brick. When that little brick is not connected, leave, of course, the cork plugged. The cable is 9.5 to almost 10 feet long. It actually has an adapter plug for the 7909 piece, and it's going to have, of course, the adapter from 7909 to the USB-C port. It will also have an adapter to the 8020 because it's just a standard cable that they use for this panel. This cable is included with the Mini 40 solar panel. Now, this Mini 40 solar panel is normally about $130. It's actually at a good price point of $99 today. This is a good one. And this can fit in your backpack. It's 2.5 pounds of weight. So it's literally the size of a 3-ring binder or a notebook for those of you that want to do that. This will work well. You guys could even put it in your kid's backpack and make them hike it through the tree lines if you wanted to. So really, really cool little piece right there for you with a panel. Now we're going to go to their newest addition to the lineup. Now, you guys will probably have heard or seen the original 100-watt Solar Saga. That original 100-watt Solar Saga was a bi-folding design panel with a single-face charge rate at 23.5 efficiency in even low light settings. They said, hey, let's do away with that. Let's update it. Let's upgrade it. And, of course, they finally sold out of those. So now you guys have the option to buy the new 100-watt Solar Saga. This is, of course, a bifacial solar panel. This will do, of course, 25% efficiency in converting light to power. They left it at the same price point for you, $209. It's normally a $300 price tag. With it, it actually has two kickstands. You guys can see me pull these kickstands off. You guys can make it into an airplane or a bicycle if you guys want to just walk around and look really weird, or set them up and adjust it. Now, these are, of course, elastic, so you guys can actually slap it back. You do have, of course, snap rings that hold it shut and, of course, riveted on handles. Now, you have two riveted on handles, one on each side, and it's going to allow you to pick it up and carry it. This is less than 5. I'm going to tell you, this is probably 6 to 7 pounds. I don't think it's 10 pounds of weight whatsoever, so it's actually really, really light. It has two sides. The blue side is going to be the side you will put towards the ground. This is the side that's going to get the reflective light. Now, it's still going to take a charge, but it's going to charge a little bit different. When you pop it open, you're going to have a trifold design. So what does trifold mean? It means it folds into 3 pieces. When you fold it into 3 pieces and you unfold it, you have 4 panels. Now, these 4 panels are actually really, really cool because they are very well done, and they're large, large panel. This is, of course, a 4-panel piece. You guys are seeing about 3 1/4 panels. If I really wanted to, I could bring over the other part of that panel. So you have a nice large panel with this. This panel is fully waterproof and water resistant for you guys. So, hello. It's not Thanksgiving yet. But hello, how are you doing, Sai? Now with it, guys, like I said, can be left out in the rain and harsh and wet weather. IP68 rating left out there in charging. The bifacial means it's going to do better than the original because it's going to allow for more conversion and lots with this. 25% more efficiency with this. This is, of course, designed to work in including weather in Portland, Oregon or Seattle, Washington with the overcast and gray skies. This will work for you guys, so that's kind of cool. $209 because they didn't feel like they should up the price. That's where it's at. This is actually beautifully well done. And this solar panel is an amazing little piece of technology. When you're done with it, you guys can fold it up and put it away. For the cabling, it uses the same cable. The exact same cable as the Mini 40 that we just showed you. Now, it has, of course, the same output port. If I can actually get the snap shut, bear with me. So it's got the same output port on the back that you'll connect it up and plug it into. You're going to have, of course, that 9.5 foot to 10 foot cable. 2-prong plug-in on one side and, of course, 3 adapters on the other. 8020, 7909, and, of course, the 8020 to USB-C port, depending on the station you're connected it onto. Now, the 100-watt panel is, of course, and can use and will charge the 100 plus, the 240 versions 1 and 2, the 300, the 500, the 600 plus, the 1000, the 1000 V2 if you really want to, and the 2000 V2, the 2000, and so on. It can pretty much charge most of these stations. The bigger ones, it's just going to take a lot longer. But they do come with the cabling and, of course, the connectability for you guys with that. So that's the 100 bifacial. Now, with that being said, we're going to move on to, of course, the 100 Prime. Now, the 100 watt Prime comes with its own hardware kit. Now, the 100 watt Prime is $169. It is a DIY modular system. It's going to come with a hardware kit like this. Yours might not come in a brown box. Mine did. When you pop it open, you're going to be greeted with 4 brackets. Each one of these brackets is meant to be mounted to a surface so you guys can mount the solar panel to it. It's going to set in this, of course, little bracket tray or rail. You guys will literally just set it like that, and it's going to set in there. You have 4 of these. They are fully painted and stainless steel. They are, of course, pressed and bent and stamped in proper placement. They also have a nice lodged mounting hole. This hole is, of course, nice and oblong on purpose, just in case you guys have to mount one of these brackets a little off center. The opposite side of the bracket has, of course, 2 pre-drilled holes. Those 2 pre-drilled holes are going to allow you to, of course, pre-tap or mount to the roof of your RV, your motorhome, your little vans, your sheds, your house, or whatever you guys are putting it on. Inside the kit of the 100 watt Prime, you're going to get 8 of these self-tapping screws. Now, they have a pre-tip drilled, like a drill bit on the tip, and it's got a fine thread. The fine thread is meant for like your RV or motorhome ceilings because they are thin and that threading does need to be there. You have a gasket on here to help make it watertight. Now, it is a plastic gasket, so do be careful. You can crack them if you over tighten it. I always recommend like Flex Seal, silicone gasket, or something else when you guys are putting these down to make sure that it does not leak through the roof. On top of that, you're going to have all of the bracketry stainless steel hardware. This is going to be washers, nuts, and bolts to mount the actual panel to, of course, the brackets that it comes with. Now, for $169, this is going to do about 25% efficiency in converting light to power in low light settings. It is a glass panel. Now, this panel is a one-piece panel, though. We're actually going to move. We're going to move that. We're going to grab this. So, this is that panel. Now, the panel is actually nicely long, very well done, has aluminum or stainless steel aluminum housing all the way around, right? This housing is fully metal. This is glass. If you tap it, you can hear the difference than the other panels. On the back side is going to be, of course, the metal housing that wraps all the way around for you that you guys can see here. You're going to have pre-drilled holes in random places so you guys can mount the hardware or the bracketry to wherever you want and then mount this to that. You have a permanently connected 10-foot cable. This 10-foot cable, you guys can extend it with an Anderson clip extender if you need to. On the end is an Anderson clip plug. The Anderson clip plug is just right there at the end, but it has an adapter to go from Anderson clip to 8020 adapter or 7909. Now, with the adapter, you'll just plug it in and make sure that the gasket's nice and tight and locked, and you're plugged into your solar station that you're using. For the price point, this is a really amazing solar panel. It is still bifacial, so you guys can get actual solar light reflective off the bottom if you need to. But to be able to permanently mount this with a hard frame means it's more rigid, more safer, and more durable in the areas you're placing it in. I really like that one. That's actually beautifully well done. And the price point is there for you guys with it on hand. Now, we do have another solar panel, of course, to talk about. That's going to be the 200-watt Solar Saga solar panel. Now, it is a single-sided panel, but it is going to be moving to a bifacial panel at some point. Now, if you guys end up getting a bifacial solar panel at some point, hey, that's kind of cool. I'm going to pop over here. We're going to grab a video. I actually have a video of me setting this solar panel up, so we're going to show you guys that right here.
James,
now this, of course, is that panel. And I'm going to actually shut the sound off. This is the 200-watt solar panel. This 200-watt solar panel is actually a really phenomenal solar panel. It's going to do 200 watts at 18 volts of charge rate for pretty much most of the larger systems, including the smaller ones if you need. Now, the price point of this is actually at $474 today, normally $700 price tag. Now, it again is approximately 55 inches long when stretched out and about 21 inches tall with that. Now, here's where we're going to get it. Trifold design, ETFE laminated housing, and does come with a carrying bag. It has 3 kickstands. Now, the 3 kickstands should allow you to have it set up in under 30 seconds without a problem. The carrying bag does have a pocket. The pocket's actually got, of course, a 9.5-foot cable. The same cable I just showed you guys. The exact same cable and, of course, adapter plugs on the end. Now, with it, they make sure that you have all the cabling that you need. This is actually going to do 24.3% efficiency in converting light to power. This solar panel can be used on the 600 Plus, the 1000 V2, the 2000 V2, the 1000 Plus system, the 2000 Plus, the 2000 Pro, the 3000 Pro, and the 5000 system. Now, with that being said, 10 seconds, you guys are going to notice I'm going to grab the camera. We're going to get over there, and we're already grabbing 153 watts of charge rate. What I did not realize when I did this video is the front of this piece actually has what's called an indicator for sunlight angle. So it's like a leveler. So you guys are going to indicate which the level you guys should be at for the proper placement of the lighting. Once you have it targeted and set properly, you guys are going to get, of course, that charge rate with that. At $474, this is an amazing solar panel. That's actually a really cool one. Now, we're going to talk about a few extra things. First and foremost, if you guys need an expandable battery for the 1000 Plus, it's like $474. We do have it in the cart for you today. If you guys want the expandable battery for the 2000 Plus system, it's like $999 today. You guys can also get carrying bags. They do have carrying bags. So they have a small, medium, and large carrying bag. The small is going to be like for the 240, 300, and 500. The medium is going to be for the 1000 range. And then the larger one's going to be, of course, for the 1000s, the 1500s. They have a wide variety ranging from like $40 all the way up to $150. Now, the one carrying bag we did not put in the carousel today, and I don't even think it's on Amazon yet, is, of course, the heatable carrying bag for the 2000 V2. Now, that same bag can be worked for the 1000 V2, and it actually plugs in through the USB-C port on the device you put in it, and it will start heating up the product. That means you guys can use that device in minus 40-degree weather. So you guys can actually use the systems in below 4-degree weather. Most of them are ranged around minus 4. To have a bag that's going to allow you to do it in minus 40 degrees, that's kind of cool. So that is, of course, most of the gist of those solar panels and all of those pieces. How do I get the deals? So, which deal are you looking for, Bob? To be able to use the 5% off code, you have to spend over $1,500. That code is actually in the chat. We'll actually repost it. Now, that code does exclude the 1000 V2s and the 2000 V2s, unfortunately. If you want to get the 1000 V2 for $399, you literally just go to the 1000 V2 page and grab it for the $399. That is actually got a free gift if you purchase it today. The free gift is the 100 plus power station. If you want to get the 1000 V2 and the 200 watt solar panel for 46% off, literally just go to the Amazon page and it is $699. If you want the deal for the 2000 V2 at $791, you have to use the Black Friday code that we have, of course, for you. That Black Friday code is going to give it to you at a great, great discounted price. Now, I can actually attempt to share that with you right 1 second. So this is going to be your deals. That's going to be your code. The code for the Black Friday is there as well. The code for the Black Friday for the 2000 V2 is there. The other deals are literally just posted on the pages. Like if you guys look at the 5000 plus system, we have clippable coupons on the Amazon page for you. And with that, guys, we're going to leave this show with the 5000 plus. So we're going to talk about that one again. So we're going to pop over here. We're going to change cameras and we're going to actually drop off the Tiny 2. Whoa. We're going to grab that. Hey. Whoa. Let's do this. Hey. My camera wigged out. Why did my camera wig out again? Wow, they're getting hot. So this is the 5000 plus system, guys. This is their newest and largest modular system. Now, this system by itself is normally $3,499, but there's a $500 clippable coupon on Amazon for you guys today. The cool part is if you guys buy the 5000 plus system, you guys can use that 5% code that we just dropped in chat. That 5% code is going to allow you to knock an extra 5% off of the final purchase. So, you know, at $3,499 for the system by itself, that brings it down with the $500 clippable coupon to $2,999. Then use that 5% code that we have for you guys in purchase at the purchase area of your purchasing. You get another 5% off of that. This 5,000 is, of course, 5,040 watt hours of power. The 5,040 watt hours of power actually has 4 AC outlets on the front that do 7,200 watts of pure sine wave power. You have 2 USB-C ports that do 100 watts, 2 USB-A ports at 18 watts, and a 12-volt 10-amp plug. On the side of this station, there is 2 NEMA plugs. One is a 14-30, the other is a 14-50. Those 2 plugs will do 120 volts or 240 volts of power. That means technically you could plug in an EV car and charge it off of this device. Now, do I think it's going to fully charge that product? Maybe not. Oswaldo, thank you for the follow. AC, thank you for the follow. On those sides, though, because they all do 7,200 watts of pure sine wave power, you guys have a good amount of power to run pretty much every device in your house without an issue. This device was created for the people that want to connect it up to your home and use it as a home power supply. Because they did that, they actually added on 2 different ways in 2 different solar panel connections. The first array solar connection is going to be a high power array. That's going to be like your large high power solar arrays on the roof of your house or those big old panels that move with the sun. That's over 4,000 watts of charging array. They actually have a high power voltage array connections on the side of this. You do have to switch it into that section though. At 4,000 watts of charge rate through this device, you can have it fully charged in under 2 hours without a problem. The second way to charge off of this is, of course, an AC outlet. The AC outlet is going to give you 1,800 watts of charge rate. That's a 3.5 hour charge time for this device. If you want to do low pass voltage charge rate, that's going to be like your wall or your 500 watt Saga solar panels, 1,200 watts of that. 5 hours is your charge rate with that, unfortunately. Now, there is a fourth way to charge this. If you use the smart transfer switch or, of course, the manual transfer switch and have it mounted to your electric box on your home, you can charge it from your electric pole at 4,000 watts at under 2 hours to fully charge this. Now, it is 132 pounds. It does approximately about 23 plus inches high. Now, 15 inches wide by 15 inches deep. It's actually quite sizable. They did add aluminum handle that's going to allow you to, of course, move it around with the handle without a problem. That handle is, of course, behind that camera that I'm actually almost fully charged on. Now, here's where it's kind of cool. Because of all the connectabilities, they want to make sure that you can actually do it. By itself, like I said, after the $500 clippable coupon, $2,999. Use that 5% off and save some money. You guys can get it with, of course, that 500 watt solar panel that's sitting behind it on the couch for $4,299. But use the $600 clippable coupon to bring that price point down even lower. Then again, use that 5% off. But I'm going to gear you guys towards the better deal of it all. And that's going to be the 5,000 system and, of course, the 2 solar panels and the manual transfer switch. Wow, my camera just went sideways yet again. Yay. Now, this is a full kit. This full kit's going to come with this station, 2 of those solar panels, and the manual transfer switch. The manual transfer switch is a $1,699 product alone. Each of those solar panels are, of course, $1,000 alone. You then have that station that's like, $3,000, so you guys can see where we're going here. $6,000 price tag, but they left a $1,000 clippable coupon on Amazon for you. You guys can get it for $1,000 off, which brings it down to $4,999. Then again, use the 5% code and it drops down even more for you. With this system and the manual transfer switch, you can actually parallel it with the second 5,000 plus. When paralleling it, you guys move to 14,400 watts of pure sine wave power. Now, you don't have to use the transfer switch to do that. You guys can actually do it by cabling by itself if you want to. You guys can also do, let's say, connect it up and connect up to 5 batteries. Each of those batteries is 5,040 watt hours of power. With all 5 of those batteries, you have over 30 kilowatts of hour power. 5,000 watts is enough to run most household appliances for at least a day. With 5 of those batteries, that should be at least 4 days of runtime. With 2 stations, 10 batteries, you're over a week of runtime with almost all your devices. Said devices are going to range from, let's say, like your stove, your fridges, your garage stuff, your equipment, and other devices. The expandability is the sky. Your 60-watt flat screen TV should run over 2 days with the device by itself. Add the batteries and you guys see where we're going here. Your dryer can run off of this for like 3 hours by itself. Sandra, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Your refrigerator, over 4 days. Your heater, 10 hours. Your 1150 watt window AC, 4.5 hours. Your central AC, a couple hours. Add batteries and it doubles, triples, quadruples, and keeps going on. Where it's really cool with this system is, you guys can use it as a UPS with 20 milliseconds of delay switchover, and it does it very, very quick without an issue. Or if you guys use the smart transfer switch, you guys can use it as 0 milliseconds of switchover. That means you are not losing your data from your PCs or any other devices that are connected up to it. The price point, is definitely there for you guys, which is actually very comparable to other devices in the market of this size. I'm going to tell you guys, I've been enjoying this. It's got a lot of stuff that I do not see in the other ones. Linking it up, carrying it, using it, it's really, really well done for all positions. Now, you guys get that discount code, of course, and use it on some of these stations and have fun with it. It's very, very beautifully well done. You have a system that's going to be perfectly set for running your house. If you have it connected up to your house, make sure that you have an electrician pair up that manual transfer switch or the smart transfer switch and mount it properly. The cool part is you guys can actually shut that transfer switch off and you guys can disconnect the station and take it with you on the go. That means if you guys want to go on a long weekend vacation or a 2-week road trip in the RV or maybe a month trip in the RV and you want to take the station with you, unplug it from the house, put it in the RV, and you guys can accept and travel with it. It's travelable. You have the ranges of products that are actually very, very well done. The smart transfer switch has 12 circuit breakers, sections that you can put in. So that means you guys can run 12 different circuits inside your house off of that transfer switch. Inside the app is going to allow you to see, of course, all of the usability that you could actually want with this, ranging from your output to your input, to your generation of solar power, to your generation of manual electric off the pole. It's also going to allow you to see the usage that's doing it and what times it peaks at. So you have all of that for you. Now, like I said, because it is 5,000 watts of power, you guys unlock that 30% tax credit. You are eligible to claim a residential clean energy credit. You'll have to reach out to your utility company and ask them, or go to, I believe there's like a federal government website, and you guys can do that as well. So that's where it's kind of cool about this. Now, it is a very, very beautiful station, but, you know, with the $1,000 clippable coupon, or the $600 clippable coupon, or the $500 one, that's really up to you guys how you pick and choose which device you really want. Now, like I said, we have a wide variety of products that we've been showing you guys today: the 5,000, the 2,000 plus, the 3,000 Pro, the 1,000 plus, 600 plus, 2,000 V2, 1,000 V2, the 500s, the 240s, the 300s, and so on. Bunch of great products at amazing, amazing prices. You have, of course, that price guarantee. If you purchase it and you happen to see it at a lower price in the next week, up till this, like December 2nd or the 8th, you guys can reach out to customer service and get that price guaranteed fixed and get a slight refund of the difference of that product. You also have that 5% code you guys can use on $1,500 purchases or more, or, of course, those deals of the day. $399 for the 1000 V2 by itself with a free gift. $699 for the V2 with, of course, the actual 100 watt solar panel, or it's a 200 watt solar panel for $699. Or you guys can get the 2000 V2 for $791 with, of course, that code. If you guys need, we have the deals for you. Now, with that, guys, we're at the end of our show for today. We will be back later tonight with another show for you guys. So you guys, we're going to be showing you guys all these products, some more tonight. You guys are going to have the same great deals. You know, maybe something else will pop up. Maybe something will be taken away. You never know. Buy the stuff while the stock lasts, and make sure you guys get that gift or that product that you've always been looking for or had your eye on. With that, I am James here, your host, and of course on the Jackery and Dragon Blogger channel. I want to thank you guys all for hanging out with us, and we'll see you guys later tonight. Have a good one, everybody.